Late in the afternoon, we're grilling our memories. Got movies on the screen, trying to beat the heat. Got Blake on the radio, cooking brisket low and slow. A cold drink in her hands and Nintendo. Bird burgers and MTV, yellow summers we believe. Pop culture's in our melody, barbecue and good company. Living life so carefree, underneath the sun we'll always be. Bird burgers and MTV, real barbecue reality. Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome, Real Live Crew. It is Friday night. What date is it? Today is March 8th, 2024, and the current time here in the Central Texas region is 8:05 p.m. Tonight, guys, we have a special guest in the house. We've got Professor Pickman ready to rock and roll with us, so we're going to be talking about all kinds of fun stuff. He's another pop culture brother of mine, so I'm looking forward to this. You guys ready to rock? Let's do it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. All the places we have been, barbecue to watching Nickelodeon. Come along for a real life adventure. Celebrate the 80s, 90s pop culture.
Did you breathe?
Yes, right.
One more time. No?
All the places we have been, barbecue to watching Nickelodeon. Come along for a real life adventure. Celebrate the 80s, 90s pop culture. It's Friday night. It's time to go live with the real life. Friends by our side, have a drink or two. Talk about cartoons. Here's a toast to you, the real life crew. The real life crew. Here's a toast to you.
And here we are. I'm assuming there was some kind of a crazy glitch thing going on. Let's unmute you there. There we go. Josh, a.k.a. Professor Pickman, what's is going on?
What's going on with you, sir? How are ya?
Man, I tell you, dude, it has been a day and a half, man. It's just one of those days, man. I was just on the go. As soon as I hit the ground running at work, I just was nonstop. So I am ready for a cold beverage, if you know what I mean.
So,
I have been running. I feel like I have been running nonstop since mid-December.
oh my gosh.
So, yeah, I definitely feel you on that.
Yeah. So without further ado, I don't know if you're drinking anything tonight, but I am going to be drinking tonight because I need some. What you got?
I've just got a Coke. I prefer indulgences of other kinds.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Right on, man. A little Coca-Cola is good too.
Exactly.
One of the things, as you know, I'm sure you've seen the show before. We're gonna skip. We're gonna skip ahead to. We're going straight to the Boglin Beer Cam, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody knows the Boglin Beer Cam up in here. Let's go ahead and pull out a beverage from my nice little Pizza Planet cooler over here. And tonight, I'm trying something different. I'm going to be sipping out of my Mitzi Mozzarella Showbiz Pizza mug. Do you remember
Very
Showbiz Pizza?
nice. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Showbiz Pizza with, and my local place that was like Showbiz Pizza was Major Magics.
Oh.
Which was basically the exact same thing. And I think eventually the animatronics got bought out by Showbiz.
Really?
And then incorporated into a Showbiz pizzeria eventually. But yeah, no, I grew up with all sorts of those creepy animatronic bands.
Nice. That's awesome. The Showbiz was the first one I ever grew up with. So that's the only one I really know of. And then, of course, we all know what happened after Showbiz. But I was able to score a couple of these. And tonight, you know what? I'm drinking something. I'm not drinking beer. I am drinking a twisted tea tonight. I tried one last night after I mowed the lawn just to keep the HOA off my back. And I was like, oh, this is actually really good. I've never had this before. And so it was nice and refreshing. So tonight we are sipping on a little twisted hard iced tea, original, the OG. You know what I mean? So there's a little bit of half there. And let me go ahead and crank up another one just so we can get a full mug full there. Because it's always in a can. I'm curious to see just what the kind of colors we're looking at over here. It looks
and it
like
does.
tea.
It looks very much like tea.
Yeah, let's see. So I'm gonna cheers your brother. Cheers for coming on tonight. Salud.
Cheers.
So refreshing, so delicious. A little bit of lime up in there, all that kind of fun stuff. Oh, so what else we got going on? Let's take a look. Okay, so the top box office hits, ladies and gentlemen, of the weekend of March 1st through the 3rd. Coming in at number 5, we've got Madam Web. Number 4, we've got The Chosen, episode number 4.7. Whatever that means, I couldn't tell you what that means. Number 3, we've got Ordinary Angels. Number 2, we got Bob Marley, One Love, and coming in number 1, Dune Part 2.
Is there any surprise there?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Now, what does surprise me a little bit is the fact that Madam Web is even on there.
In the top 5, right?
Because let me tell you, I saw it not by choice. And it was tough to get through.
I think what's trying to save him grace is that the rumor is going around that it's so bad it's good. Kind of thing. So
I'm not sure that's true. I think it's just one of those movies that's bad all around.
Right on. Yeah, I have no interest in that whatsoever. I'm going to be honest with you. I still haven't even seen the first Dune. The last Dune I saw was back in the 80s featuring Sting.
Yeah, I saw. Yeah, I've seen David Lynch's Dune.
Which one? Which one is David Lynch's? Is that this one?
That's the one with Kyle MacLachlan.
That's the original in the 80s, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and Sting was the bad guy, right? Sting from the police? Okay.
Yep.
Cool. Yeah, that's what I remember. And then, I heard good things about Dune. I heard it's pretty good. I mean, I wouldn't mind watching, especially after watching Wonka. I don't know if you had a chance to see Wonka.
I didn't. That was one that I think we were debating on seeing it, and then it was like, we can wait on that.
It's out on Max right now. I think it just got released a couple of days ago. So if you get a chance, scope it out because they did a great job. I mean, so here's the thing. I'm very picky about what I watch nowadays, right? And what you're going to invest your time in and that kind of stuff. We took the kids to go see Wonka in the theaters, and I was like, man, I wasn't expecting much, but I had a blast rolling through that movie because there was so much comedy. There was, the kid, Timothy Chalamet, I think is his name.
Yeah, I have no idea how to pronounce it.
It's a prequel, right? It's his origin story. So
yeah.
It's him coming straight off the boat. It's a musical, just like the original. Really well done. You had that mix of British and Americans, all just like the original. Really fun story, really great origin story. It's a good wholesome movie because he's that kind of character that just never loses hope, and you just know deep down everything's going to be okay. I mean, obviously because of Gene Wilder's, partake on it and everything, but really great, really well done. We really enjoyed that one. So go check out Wonka. I bet you'll love it. Plus, it's got the actress who played the Queen in the Crown. She played, I forget what season, but I knew her from my number one movie of all time. Have you ever seen a movie called Hot Fuzz?
Oh yeah.
The Shaun of the Dead guys, right?
Yep. It's a second movie in the so-called Cornetto trilogy.
That's right. Very good. Oh, ding, ding, ding. Knocking them out of the park, Josh. Way to go, man. Yeah. So the kind of a girl who gets around in the police station. She's like,
oh yeah.
Yeah. She's like, oh, lots of people die all the time. What makes you think it was murder? She does a phenomenal job in Wonka. Oh dude, you gotta watch it. You'll love it. But yeah.
Man, I quote that movie all the time just with the general for the greater good.
Nobody tells me nothing. Oh, for the greater good. Yes.
Crusty jugglers.
Would be up to if what does he say? He says if we don't take care of these guys right away, we'll be up to our balls in jugglers.
And then the entire background just crusty jugglers.
That's it. Oh, dude, that movie is fantastic, dude. Love it. Coming over on the Twitch, the most watched games on Twitch. Coming in at number 5, we got Counter-Strike. Number 4, we got Valorant. Number 3, League of Legends. Number 2, Grand Theft Auto 5. And number 1, Just Chatting. And just in case you didn't know, the reason why I choose to promote Twitch and talk about them a little bit is because I have a Twitch account, and what we do on that channel, that's where we can stream everything. That's where we watch, like, Are You Afraid of the Dark and old school Nickelodeon shows and movies and all kinds of fun stuff. So if you're not following me over on Twitch, make sure you do that so we can just get over there and have a good time. And I make sure that I promote it all over Instagram and let you know I'm going to be live and all that kind of fun stuff. So let's party, guys. Let's do it. So that's that, my friend. Let's jump into this chat. I want to say hi to some people. We got quite a few people rocking here. Ryan Schmiga, what's up? Can't wait for the 16th. Going to be the Ides of March sidewalk sale. What do you think about that, Josh?
I'm looking forward to it. My buddy Fritz is coming out. He runs Throwaway Toys. He does a lot of kit bashing in very large scale. He does beautiful paintwork, a lot of also toy customs. I think the best way to describe a lot of the people that I work with are just independent toy designers.
That's awesome.
So that is absolutely Fritz. But he works specifically in kit bashing and does it brilliantly.
Okay, is that right on? Is that's not just so because I'm blanking. Fritz is not Ryan. Is that correct?
That's correct. No.
Okay,
Fritz,
okay.
I'm coming out there. I'm splitting my table with my buddy Fritz, who just moved to Texas. He moved just outside of Dallas.
Oh wow! Right on.
So yeah, no, it was an opportunity. As soon as he got down here, I was like, "Hey man, I'm doing a sidewalk sale with Bat City. Come on down, be a part of it."
That's awesome. That's so nice of you too, man. Share the table and everything. It's gonna be a blast. I'm gonna be there as well. I'm gonna be setting up. Actually, you know what's funny is I wasn't planning on selling, but I'm gonna have some free goodies at the booth. I'm gonna be doing little sidewalk interviews. If you want to spin, I'm gonna have a little wheel you can spin. You're either gonna win a pair of 3D glasses. What else am I bringing up there? I'm gonna bring some stickers if you want to. It's gonna be on there. I'm also going to have a little prize bucket with all little kinds of, little toys and things like that. If you like bringing the kids out, or, there might be some old school, just duplicate vintage toys that I got in there. Just toss it. You just never know what's going to be up in there. But we're just going to have a good old time. But there is a clause. If you want to spin the real wheel of pop culture, guys, you're going to have to subscribe or follow one of my channels. That is the cost of admission.
I think that's a pretty fair price you're asking right there.
So, yeah, I'm going to have a bunch of stuff set up just for display. I'm going to be bringing some of these items back here. A lot of people don't even, you kind of see it from afar, but you don't really get to see it up close and personal. But I'm going to be bringing like the My Pet Monster and Pee-wee and some other fun stuff out there just for, if you want to see some photo ops, take some photo ops with them, or just whatever, man. Just to kind of
he's hiding up here, but I've got my vintage Pee-wee right here.
Oh wow,
he lives
awesome.
He lives up here, kind of just above my workspace, right next to the NECA Elvira. Because where else does he go?
That's right. Yeah, and what a better place to be. He's looking out. He's looking over you, right?
Yeah, exactly. And I am 100% of that age that I grew up watching the Playhouse, so not many celebrity deaths hit me hard. That celebrity death hit me hard.
Yeah, dude, that one hit me rock hard too, for sure. But yeah, man, it's gonna be a blast, dude. I'm actually gonna bring on a Game Boy for anybody who's never played a Game Boy in their life. If they just like, oh, well, this is what it was like in the '80s, just for people to play around on, man. And who knows what else is going to be at the booth. So make sure you guys come by and check out my booth and also Josh's booth and all the other great vendors that are coming out. And speaking of, after we say hello to Vintage Sports Flips, thank you so much for coming out tonight, brother. Vintage Sports Clips does a great live stream. He's got great content as well over on his YouTube channel. Guys, let's see if it's working. Type the word real, REEL, in the chat if you want to promote your YouTube channel. Let me see if it's working. Let's see. Type in real. It should pop. Yep, there it is. Please check it out. Good. So that's working. If you're interested, but check out Vintage Sports Flips. Every Wednesday he does a live stream. He does giveaways. He does some really fun stuff. Not always, he doesn't always do sports. He mixes it up. Like this past Wednesday, we had a great time talking about their top comedy movies of all time. They had a great time on there. This next weekend, he's got good buddy Go Snow up in his live stream. They're going to be talking about horror movies. So there you go, man. They mix it up. He's got a good variety of everything there. But speaking of the sidewalk sale, Mr. Gino Astorita in the chat, ladies and gentlemen.
What's going on, Gino?
What's going on, sir? Thank you for being here. We're looking forward to coming out and partying with you there, brother. Gino Astorita is the one who is organizing the sidewalk sale, the Ides of March sidewalk sale. So we are excited to do that. And we'll pull up the flyer here in a minute. Who else is in the chat? Meat Stick, real Meat Stick, another barbecue genius. Good buddy of mine as well. I met him through my good friend Trumpet Master 77 Barbecue, and he's just a fantastic dude up in the Pennsylvania neck of the woods. This is my favorite song.
Up in Pennsylvania. Damn, I'm originally from upstate New York, just outside of Buffalo.
Oh, how about that? So he's from I think he's from Brooklyn. I think he's originally from Brooklyn, if I remember correctly.
I lived in Manhattan for a long time too.
How about that? There you go. Neighbors up in here, bringing people together. That's what I'm talking about. Meat Stick, welcome, man. Thanks for being here. Who else is up in here? Don Dorazio.
Oh, it's Don. What is up, Don?
Who's Don?
Don is a longtime good friend of mine from, we go way, way back to college.
Oh, cool. I had a friend once.
Also occasionally my crazy neighbor.
Nice. Welcome, Don. Thanks for coming on the Real Life Perspective Show this evening. Oh, and we got Trumpet Master 77 himself up in the chat. What's going on, buddy? Thanks for being here. Great content. He and I do the Real Brobecue Adventures. Go to my channel, go to his channel, check out our playlists. Season 1 is out there. And, just so you guys know, we may or may not be gearing up for Season 2 pretty soon here. So stay tuned for that. Thanks for being here, brother. Who else is here? Ryan, what's up, man? Anybody else I haven't said hi to? Oh, we got King of Penance. Hey, what's going on? Have you heard of John? Have you ever had a John Daly? It's a hard Arnold Palmer. I can't talk tonight. Killer. Cool. I have not had one of those, but I've heard of it. We'll have to give that a shot. Hey, King of Penance, thanks for joining us tonight. Let's see who else is up on here. We got Gino. We said hi, Gino. Anybody else new we haven't said hi to yet too? I think we got everybody. Nice. Okay. Well, another icebreaker. Have you seen this, Josh? I don't know if you've seen it. This is my 1994 Nickelodeon.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Yeah, this is another icebreaker I like to do. It's got 2 wheels on it. One is a category of food, animals, cartoons, songs, and IC. The other side is the alphabet. We like to give it a few whistles and just kind of see if we can come up with anything, man. So let's
give her a roll. Do it.
Let's do it. What is something you see that starts with the letter G?
Ooh. I see a Ghostbusters mini mask.
Oh, a Ghostbusters mini mask.
They are the Fright Rags did a series of mini face masks, kind of in the style of like the classic Ben Cooper.
Okay.
And I've got 2 of them hanging on my wall.
Ah, love it. Okay, I see a Game Boy sitting right there. That's what I see.
That's an easy G.
That's it. Yeah. Well, I was gonna piggyback off you because right there on the Boglin Beer Cam, you can see my little Ghostbusters toy.
Yeah, I've been eyeing him and the Beetlejuice.
Oh yes, dude. I got this Beetlejuice. We went to Retromania over in New Braunfels last month, and I've been looking everywhere for Beetlejuice toys. I know Gino has a few of them at his shop as well, but at Retromania is where I picked this guy up. Me and my brother were walking around, and he just came up, and he actually surprised me with it. So the Chad, if you're out there, come on and say hi. Come on and say hi. Well, that's not all I got in here. This guy's front and center too.
So I don't know that it's. See, I just cleaned up my desk, so I'm having that moment of like, I don't think it's over here anymore. But I just came across one of the OG original logs because I started doing logs at the very beginning of Pickman, so just over 9 years ago. And originally it was a completely different sculpt, and then about 2 years ago, there was such demand for it that I hit a point where I said, okay, I'm just going to resculpt it and start from the beginning again. And it looks almost identical to the original, but not quite. It's slightly smaller. And that was part of my own in-joke of like, hey, look, it's an all-new log. Buy it again. But, it amazes me because without fail, it's that nostalgia factor that people will always buy logs. And I will never complain about it. If people want to buy logs, I will make a log.
There you go.
If I see other people making logs, I will promote their logs. I'll just be like, look, they're making logs too.
Well, so what really I found ingenious about this was that I bought this from Gino at his store. And he goes, oh, yeah, Josh made that. I go, who's Josh? And he told me who you were. And I went back, and I think he pointed out that you were in. He goes, oh, yeah, he was here for the grand opening. I go, Was he the blonde dude, the real tall dude? He goes, yeah, that's Josh. I go, oh, okay. So you were featured, and I'm sure you know this already. You were featured in episode 2 of Real BBQ Adventures.
Yep,
So
I was picking up a Masterverse Catra who is somewhere hiding on a shelf up there.
I wasn't looking for anything in particular, but I'm not walking away without Masterverse Cathra. There you go.
Yeah, no, I'll admit, not that I mind it at all, but it's throwing me for a loop to hear someone call me Josh so often, because so many people. It's a weird thing in the designer toy world. Like, even if people know each other's names because we know each other online, it's just force of habit to refer to each other by our handles or our business names and be like, oh yeah, that guy over there, that's B to the J, that's Throwaway Toys, that's Hip Hop Toys, that and completely ignoring the fact that we know each other's names.
Yeah. No, I'm trying to let people know. I'm trying to make people think we're besties. We're besties, man, because we call each other by first names. He calls me Sean, and I call him Josh because we're on first name basis up in here, people. Because we just know. We just know each other, man, because we met each other just by fate because of Gino brought us together. And then next thing I knew, I'm buying your product, and I said, I've got to have that, Gino. And what here's what I was getting at was that I love the design of this packaging because I bought it and I said, this is great, but man, I can't play with it because I got to keep it carded. And then I think my son was sitting in the back seat the day I bought it. He came with us, one of my sons. He grabbed it, and I was like, yeah, this is Log. This is from Ren and Stimpy. And they're like, yo, we got to watch Ren and Stimpy now. And next thing I know, I'm sitting there driving, and he goes, Daddy, I think I broke it. And he opened it like this. And I was about to get so mad, but then I realized, oh, wait, it opens and closes. How amazing is that? That is so ingenious. But I love the fact that I can take this thing out.
That's something that I started doing a long, long time ago because I know a lot of toy makers, especially indie toy makers, the card is part of the art and it's not meant to be removed. It is part of the piece. It's all one solid piece. And I come from a different I come from a sculpting background. I'm sure we'll get into it, but I come from the mentality of like, but no, I want to open it. I want to play with it. Exactly like that. So, as soon as I started making anything that was on a card, I had to have the clamshell packaging that you could reclose.
Is that what that's called? You call that clamshell?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Learning something new every day. Right on. And speaking of, I want to go ahead and pull up your website here. Welcome to Pickman's Gallery. This is pickmanvinyls.bigcartel.com. Tell us about it, man. Tell us about you. Obviously, we know where you're originally from. You just told us. But tell us about how you got into all this and just give us your scoop.
So this is, it's a long, short story. My background is from sculpting. I come from a makeup effects background. And from a rather tragic turn of events, I ended up running into a friend from my college years when I had to take an emergency trip back home. And that shifted the trajectory of my work because we started talking after that. And it led to me hitting him up for a commission because I wanted to sculpt something non-horror related. Which, of course, didn't last long because it was like, hey, I looked at his artwork and it was all monsters. And it was like, huh. But they're little monsters. They're toy monsters. They're not like blood, guts, and gore. That sounds fun. Mm-hmm. And I hit him up for a commission and he got back to me and was like, well, these are my rates, but why? And I said, I want to make a toy. And he said, well, I don't know if you know this about me, but I've always wanted to design toys. And that was 9.5 years ago. We released something like 3 months later, and we've been doing it ever since. And everything we do is my business partner, Mike Alvarez. He does all of the artwork. He does a lot of the design work, and then I do all of the sculpting, casting, mold making. A lot of these new boxes that are popping up now, I'm doing all of the different box layouts and box assembly. But also every chance I can, I'm making sure to incorporate his artwork into packaging. Like even if it's a last minute thing, I'm gonna pop off camera to grab it. Like this Crypt Keeper packaging hasn't been released yet, but like it's got an actual picture from the Japanese Laserdisc of Tales from the Crypt, and then Mike's artwork in it, as if the Crypt Keeper is holding his own fan art from Mike.
Oh, that's cool. That's so cool.
So I always even if the base of the design isn't Mike's artwork, I make sure to incorporate his artwork into it, because we've been doing this together since the beginning, and it's been a labor of love the whole time. I don't think there's been anything that either one of us has been like, man, I'm not that excited about that one.
Right? That's so great, because when I first got, obviously I got the log, and then I think it was, I just started following you, and then you were getting ready to, you know what, the first thing I saw was the creep that you had at Gino's, and I said, whoa, that's cool. I didn't even, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't even know who the creep was. So who was it? Was he a character in the Turtles cartoon?
So I think yep, I've still got a picture up here. I don't know how clear this will come through because this is a bad printout, but the creep was a character in 2012 Ninja Turtles, and there was supposed to be a figure of him, and I believe he was essentially costed out of the line because he was deemed too big to produce. And yeah, no, it was one of those figures that everyone saw and then was like, but we want that.
Yeah.
Playmates was basically like, yeah, but it's not happening.
Well, it's strange that they wouldn't do. I mean, they've made like the Krang, the baby robot. You know, he was large and in charge.
There were so many figures specifically from the 2012 line that got shown off that never got released. Actually, I don't think the creep ever made it past the prototype phase. I think it was just one of the designers that showed off the prototype.
Okay. So the next thing, I saw the creep, and then I got the log, and then I saw you release this, and I said, what a memory unlock. As soon as I saw this, I said, this was the coolest thing, man, because I've never seen any kind of figure of this, because this is one of the most obscure movies that everyone I've ever talked to, nobody's ever heard of this movie. For those of you that don't know, this is a Wheeler from Return to Oz, which is the sequel to The Wizard of Oz. And it stars Bobby Boucher's girlfriend, who is also in The Craft. What else is she in?
Fairuza Balk.
Yeah, and she was also the Worst Witch. Did you ever see The Worst Witch growing up?
Yep. Oh, yeah, with Tim Curry.
Yes, Tim Curry, and also Maggie Smith.
Oh, that's right. She was in that, yeah.
Totally. And so, and this was right around all that same era, man. And what a great, and I sat down for my birthday this year because I saw this and it unlocked that memory. I made my family sit down and watch it with me on my birthday. And you know what? They liked it. They enjoyed it. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, as soon as it was available to stream, I sat down with my partner and I was like, you've got to see this.
Yeah.
If you've never seen that, you've got to see this. Dorothy is put in an insane asylum.
Dude, and it's in my opinion the Tim Burton Wizard of Oz kind of feel. You know what I mean? It's got that darkness. It's so dark and so weird that it's so, I don't know, how would you describe it? Like, I mean, that's the only director when somebody says, what's it like?
See, I always just describe it as nightmare fuel.
Nightmare fuel, yeah. Especially if you're a kid.
Cadillac, my brother's in the chat. You remember this Return to Oz? Did you? I don't know if you were a little bit older and you're like you weren't scared of the dark at the time, but did this one ever give you nightmares? I mean, you know what? To me, honestly, there were only two parts that really scared me. Well, now that I'm thinking about it, there's more. So when she's in the mental institution and it's the storm is going on and they're wheeling her on the bed and they're wheeling her through the hallways and everything's just dark and flashing and everything and
the doctor shows her the electroshock machine.
Yes, and she's like, "Oh, when he's explaining to her at the beginning when Anthony
Oh yeah, you're right. That is before.
You know, remember when she's like, "Oh, do you see his face, his little happy face? And here's his little tongue." You know, I'm going. I mean, you watch it as a kid, and you're just like, oh, "Okay, cool, I see it." Because my perspective was Dorothy's perspective. You know what I mean? As a kid sees it, and but as I watched it as a grown up, going, "Whoa, this movie was dark, man." And like tricking kids into like mental what was it? Electroshock therapy is what it was. And apparently I read up on it, and apparently this movie took place right before the 1900s is when it supposedly took place. And so that was right. What's that?
I just said, oh man, yeah, that makes sense then.
Yeah, so that was when experiments and stuff were just like whatever we could do to help figure things out is what they were doing. But I love this movie, dude. So good. And then the Wheeler was a creep. He was totally creeping, man. I think it was the first one, not even the main Wheeler who had all the lines. There was just that first one who popped his head up and you saw his face. He's like,
and it's the way its neck creaks just creeps me the hell out.
Yes, for sure.
You know, I've got one of them here that I'm painting up for a buddy.
Mm-hmm.
And I designed it in a way. I have a lot of fun playing with balance.
Okay.
And I designed it specifically in a way that can be posed upwards so you can see the human face as well.
Okay. There you go. There you go. Hang on, let me show you. You froze up for a second. Oh, look at that. That sucker's huge.
So he is 3 3/4 scale.
Wow. That's dope, man.
And he's meant to be posed either upwards or with the mask down.
Oh, man. That is such a great childhood memory of mine. And, you know, like I said, even watching it as a grown-up, it still holds up. Because, you know, sometimes you'll go back and watch something as a grown-up, and you're like, wow, this movie was not great as I remembered. You have that nostalgia, you know? This one still holds up. I love it, man. Every bit. And you know, this is where they came up with Jack Skellington. It had to have been, right? Remember Jack?
Well, I mean, Jack Skellington has been Tim Burton's thing,
right,
for a long time.
You're right. I remember watching The Nightmare Before Christmas, the movies that made us, and they said that he had left Disney for a while. He left Disney, right?
Yeah,
yeah, and then they wanted him back for The Nightmare Before Christmas.
But you know, I never considered the connection between Jack Pumpkinhead and Jack Skellington.
Yeah, very similar builds, big head. You know, it's a pumpkin, not a skeleton, but it's like, I mean, as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh, this must have been where they came up. You know, they were, I don't know what the years were whenever he left and Nightmare was getting ready to ramp up or whatever, but this
wasn't that Brian Henson voicing Jack Pumpkinhead?
No way. Was it really?
I'm pretty sure it was.
Brian Henson. Wait. I'm thinking of Jim Henson.
That's his son.
Brian is his son.
Yeah.
Well, that would make sense. That would make sense. So did he go on to do other stuff? Brian Henson?
I know he's one of the producers for the Henson Company.
Okay.
He did a handful of Muppet voices. I'm blanking on who. I would have to check. My Muppet credit is slipping in this moment.
Don's saying Nightmare didn't. She didn't get nightmares from Turner Earls, but the Dark Crystal did. Dark Crystal was a little creepy, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, footing.
Yeah, that's it. I always thought they were vultures, man. I thought they were vultures. Don's agreeing, saying yes, it was. Brian Henson. What's Trump is saying? I can't roller skate or rollerblade, but I'm confident I can wheel for wheel. Oh man, you know what? I completely forgot. Speaking of wheel, I've got my first movie trivia question of the night, ladies and gentlemen. You know how we like to do movie trivia up on here. So, you guys are going to knock these out of the park because you guys are just awesome. The first trivia question of the night: what Jurassic Park line does Jeff Goldblum repeat in Independence Day? If you know the answer, toss it in the comments and toss it in the chat. And we'll reveal the answer here shortly. We'll give you guys a couple of minutes to answer, and we'll see if you guys know. Don's or vintage sports coming out with. I love Dark Crystal, so good. Yeah, that's definitely a classic, man.
And I'm still angry at Netflix for canceling the prequel series after one season.
I never saw it. I never had a chance to sit down and watch it.
It was really good.
Really? Was it the Henson Company still?
Yep.
Nice. Must go faster, says Don. Must go faster. Let's see. Life finds a way. Life finds a way. Yeah, I'm waiting for somebody to crank out. When you gotta go, you gotta go. Yeah. Let's just go ahead and give it to him. Don, you are correct. That is the most accurate answer. That is must go faster. Very good. Very good. And speaking of, I got a question for you. Seen it, not seen it, Josh. Or Pickman. Sorry, Pickman. Spider-Man 90s cartoon series.
I talk about that on an almost weekly basis. I always have to bring up the super racist Jamaican cabbie.
Yeah. I don't know who you're talking about, but just from the way you narrated it, I'm gonna have to go back and research that one now.
I will find the clip and send it to you. She literally calls him Mr. Spider-Man.
Oh,
it's clearly a white person doing a black Jamaican voice, and it's wonderfully terrible.
Yeah, what would you? I guess it's not blackface, but you call it black voice, maybe.
Yeah.
TMNT cartoon. Did you ever? Have you watched that show?
Oh man, I'm not sure. Is that the one? That's the one with the Battletoads, right?
I think so. It's got some kind of. I got nothing, dude. Nothing's coming to my brain. My brain's not working.
I think I've seen every version of the Turtles.
I haven't. I have not. I kind of dropped off after the OG. I think I just kind of outgrew them for a while there. But I did go back and rewatch starting with the 2012 with my boys. And the one that I just kind of was like, halfway listening in the background. But after I saw the universes merge episode where it's the OG Turtles coming and meeting with the 2012 Turtles, I loved it because, who is it? Is it Donatello and Raphael that are the same voice actor, right?
Yep, they're both Rob Paulson.
And it just cracked me up because they went so campy funny with it because the 2012 is a little bit more serious, right?
The 2012, in my personal opinion, is one of the best animated series of all time because I feel like it incorporates every version of Turtles that comes before it in a respectful way, but also jams in every pop culture reference you can think of.
Yeah, for sure. And the first thing I noticed was when I guess was it Krang that showed up in the street and the OG Turtles went after him and they're just like tripping. They're like, oh, let's put a rope down and trip them. And they're not really like battling. They're like half like they were like halfway battling. And in the new age Turtles are sitting back there going, what is this? What are they doing?
God, this is just lame. And they said it. They said it. This is just lame. And then I started going back and rewatching the OG and going, wow, they nailed it.
Never used their weapons.
They never did they, man? Oh gosh, unless it was against like exploding little mousers or robots or probably something like that. Something that even that was flesh. They would always like use ropes or something to tie them up. Dude, so I've got a huge respect, and plus it's got a really great cast. A voice acting cast on there too, like Sean Ashton's in there, right? And Jason dude from American Pie.
Yeah, Jason Biggs, and I love the way they play off the voice change from Jason Biggs to Seth Green.
Mm-hmm.
Because Leo's throat got hurt in a battle with Shredder.
Is that what he said? Oh, is that what he said?
Yeah, and there's one point where someone makes the comment of like, doesn't even sound like Leo anymore.
See, they knew what they were doing, man. They knew for the audience, they just had to just roll with it and just and I like that. I like that a lot because you don't see that nowadays. People are just trying to cover up for it,
Yeah.
Don says Rob Paulson. Narf. What did he do?
Rob Paulson is a longtime veteran voice actor. He is Pinky from Pinky and the Brain.
Yeah.
Also Yakko.
Right. Was he in the Turtles?
Yep, he was Donatello and Raphael.
Really?
Yep, he was the one who did the original Raphael and new Donatello in 2012.
That is Rob. That's duh. I spaced on that. Absolutely. Yeah. I'm with you now. Okay. I don't know why I completely just spaced on that. Big Lebowski. You ever seen it?
He's a good man, Jeffrey, and thorough.
I saw it once. It wasn't on my top list to watch, and so I finally watched it as, I'm like, it's cool. Cool movie. I've seen it. What else? Have I seen it? Not seen it. What do we got here? Fargo. Oh, wow.
I have seen Fargo is one I haven't seen in a long time, but man, I dig Fargo. I dig the series too.
I never saw the series. I heard it was good.
The series is good.
I need to check that one out. I heard it was good. I'm still traumatized by poor Steve Buscemi. I mean, and then that guy who went on to play Satan in what's his name? Was he Satan? Right? He was Satan in Constantine, right?
Yeah, Don, help us.
Is that his name? Yeah. He was also the Russian space station in Armageddon. He's in a lot of stuff, man. What a great guy. I like that guy a lot. He does good stuff. Super Troopers, one of the funniest movies on the planet, man. I don't care what anybody says. I love this movie for its comedy. Did you ever seen Super Troopers?
I don't know if... Oh, yeah, there we go. I froze for a minute, I think.
Say it again, so I missed what you said.
I said, yes, I have indeed seen Super Troopers, and everything froze on my screen as I was saying it.
Of course. Dawn says she doesn't remember either. Interesting. Let's see. One more here. And then we've got... What do we got? Rudy.
I mean, who hasn't seen Rudy?
I know. Well, dude, you'd be surprised, man. It's like one of those things where, some of the people that I have come up on the show, I try to find like-minded individuals. And I've had people on the show before when I was like, oh, I'll make movie references. And they're like, I don't know what you're talking about, man. I mean, but I miss stuff too, man. I haven't seen everything myself, but I guess the ones that they're picking for us tonight are just,
Although I will say more than Rudy, anytime I think of Rudy, now I think of Always Sunny.
Why?
Because there's an episode where Mac is trying to prove how badass he is, so he said he wants to pull a stunt where he films him fake jumping off a bridge, and he's like, and then you carry me on your shoulders like Rudy.
is that
and then as everyone's like pretending to improv and not know him, they're pointing like, look, I believe his name is Rudy. No, we don't know his name. And it's just this ridiculous back and forth.
Yeah, dude, that show's hilarious, man. I love that show. That's a really good one. I remember binging the first 6 seasons with this back to back, and it even got even better when Danny DeVito came on board, I think.
Oh, absolutely.
Great stuff.
Danny DeVito makes everything better, though.
Doesn't he though? Did you see somebody put an AI Wolverine of him out recently?
I don't think I've seen that, no.
So, did you ever watch Comic Book Men?
Yeah, I did watch some of that.
So, I watched it too, and part of it, in one of the little, they're in Kevin Smith's sound booth or whatever at his studio, and they're talking, Danny DeVito was lined up to play Wolverine in the 80s. And they said, why? Well, Danny DeVito's I think Wolverine's character was supposed to be like 5'2", in actual comic books and things like that. So, I
would
think about it.
Good money to see Danny DeVito play Wolverine now.
Now. That's too funny, Ed.
Like, I want him full Frank Reynolds Wolverine.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that would be awesome. That would be so great. Vintage says that Island movie with Super Troopers guys was great too. Yeah, it's Club Dread. Club Dread, that was the Island movie. Really, really good one. What was I going to say? Nope, I lost it. Rudy. There you go. What else we got? We talked about... so I wanted to talk about some of your other figures that I really, really like, just digging through. So he's got his website where you can make some of the purchases and things like that at pickmansvinyls.bigcartel.com. But, there's limited supply on there, guys, so you better hurry up and grab them while you can. But if you want to see some of his previous commissions and things like that he's done, he's got some phenomenal work on here that just, blows my mind. So let me just pick out some of the ones. Hold on, who's this guy? What is this?
That is a Tar Man. So pretty much at the beginning of the year, I started going through my older molds and just seeing what was still viable, what was still good. So I can... I've been having a lot of fun with different box designs and doing weird boxes that look like Japanese bootlegs. And then just taking older figures that I've done and doing new colorways. And that's a Tar Man from Return of the Living Dead in green glow in the dark with gold flecks in it.
Was that his name, Tar Man? The dude in the who came out of the bucket?
Yep.
Okay. Brains. The first the first guy. Oh, I love that movie. That's a classic 80s. Trumpet, I know you know that one, man. Killer Clowns, obviously. I love these glow in the dark. Oh, you know what? I had some questions lined up for you. Hold on. I got to take you off screen just so I can view the questions. Hang on. So you told us where you're from. You're telling us about your company. Take us through the process of creating a figure. And what about the glow in the dark ones? Are they easier to make, or are they more challenging to make?
Sorry, you froze for a minute. I heard the end of that. I heard easier or challenging, but...
Oh, okay. So I was saying, can you take us through the process of creating your figures? Is it, I know you're sculpting, or is it like it starts with Mike designing, like you said, and then you do the sculpting process? Like, what kind of materials are you using? Are you using just clay, or I don't even know nowadays with modern technology and all that kind of stuff. Is it easier to create the glow in the dark ones, or is that more challenging to do the glow in the dark ones?
Well, I'll start with the design. So what we do is we go back and forth a lot. There are some times where Mike will present me with a design. There are other times where I'll just sculpt something and hit Mike up and be like, "Hey, I'm working on this." But it goes back and forth like that, and it's a lot of fun because we can go back and forth like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's never just like, "Hey, we're doing this." It's always very much a sense of collaboration. But with as far as like the glow in the dark stuff versus the painted stuff, the fully painted stuff is always a little bit more challenging because you do have to take the time to fully paint it and paint it well. And I don't enjoy painting. I've told a lot of people that. I've made no secret about it from the very beginning. One of my least favorite things to do is to sit and paint these things when they're done, because like I'll paint one really well and then I'll look at it and go, crap, I've gotta paint 50 like that now.
Yeah, you're a one-man show, dude, aren't you?
Yeah, which like I thankfully a lot of the times my partner, who is a face painter and body painter and children's entertainer on her own, will occasionally step in and be like, "Hey, do you need help? You look like you're sweating. Do you need help?"
That's awesome.
But
That's awesome.
But yeah, no, it definitely, the paint is definitely a very daunting aspect for me, because I'll get to a point where I can only paint so many.
Yeah.
And even when it gets to a point of like offering pre-orders on something, I'll kind of have that groan moment of like, why did I put so many up for pre-order? That means I've got to paint that many now. But the difference between the two really isn't much as far as creation goes. It's just a matter of what pigment I add into the liquid resin.
Okay. Liquid resin.
So this is a glow-in-the-dark piece coming out on the 22nd. Shameless self-promotion.
There he is. 22nd, you said. That got the glow-in-the-dark Wolfman there from Monster Squad, by the way. Another one of my top 5 80s monster movies.
So what I did was I like to get as much use out of molds as possible. So very often I will approach things from an actual toy mentality. Like Motu. How many Motu figures have reused parts? So I'll very, very much approach things with reuse in mind. And as soon as I started working on the Wolfman, I had a moment where I was like, well, what Wolfman can I do other than Monster Squad? I don't know if you remember the old 80s model kits Luminators.
I don't, but before you continue, I got to tell you, your connection has just cleared up 100%. So if you have anything that you want to show right now, that, like, I know you're showing your Wolfman glow in the dark, you could see him nice and clear. If you got any other things that
see, he's kind of hard to see just because he is a translucent yellow.
You know, he reminds me of, like, I guess it's like a Universal Monsters. Did they make like a glow in the dark creature, kind of like that? Oh, now you froze up on me. Of course. Oh, he got you frozen up on there. We'll wait for you to kick back in there. It'll happen. Let's see. Oh yeah, dude. Let me find Trumpet. I saw your comment about Wonka.
Oh, there we go.
You're back. Okay, there we go. Okay, we had you. We had you. Oh yeah, you're okay. Yeah, we had you for a minute there. But anyway, so I was
they did a series of model kits called Luminators that were all in translucent. And in big bold letters on the front it said glows in the dark, and then in little tiny letters underneath it said in the black light.
In the black light.
So nice. They only glowed in black light. They didn't actually glow in the dark. And I always thought that was kind of a cop-out, so I 100% ripped off the box design.
Now, hang on, let me pull that up. Oh, that's cool. Oh, I can see it, yeah.
Glowinators instead of Luminators.
Glowinators, okay. I like it.
And...
dude, that's great. That's great artwork and everything. I love it.
And this one actually glows. Thank you. That's the artwork on the front is Mike's artwork. It's the exact same artwork that he did for the Monster Squad box. I just hit him up. I was like, hey, I want to do Illuminator's Wolfman. Can you just recolor the Monster Squad Wolfman in yellow?
Yeah. I'm going to find his website really quick just so we can give him some props. I know you said he's a busy dude. Let's see. Where is that link? It's up in here somewhere. Here we go. We're getting there. There's Mike. Okay. Let's check out Mike's stuff. Mike Alvarez Art, ladies and gentlemen. He's got some stuff over on Etsy. And that's going to be at, you can see it up here at the top. It's etsy.com/shop/Mike Alvarez Art. Up on there. But look at this. Look at that. That's clear. Okay. Basket case. Yep.
So that is a piece that he did in conjunction with the Belial figure that I did a few years ago.
I didn't see the Belial figure. Let me find you. Hang on. Oh, I'm just gonna go for it. I'm going for it. Okay, is it on here on your Instagram?
It might be way back.
Way back. I don't think I saw that one.
But as you're scrolling, I can take you a little bit through the creation, which is basically I hand sculpt everything through monster clay.
Monster clay. Is that's what the clay is called?
Yep, it's a wax-based clay, so you can melt it down. I use a blend of hard and medium because it gives me the nice consistency that I like. But yeah, so everything starts out.
My teenager boy is coming out of me. So you like the hard and the medium for the consistency? My I'm a man child. You have to forgive me.
So I've still got my original, or what's left of the original sculpt of the Wolfman torso.
Okay, wait a minute. So let me pull that up because. So you said you try to get the most out of your molds. Do they eventually just kind of like mold out, or what? Like...
Yeah, you can. They definitely have a finite life because they're silicone.
Oh, okay.
And after a while, they will wear out and break down. But that was the original hand sculpted Wolfman torso, which led to that.
That's so cool. I haven't seen those. I have not played with your toys in person yet. So I'm curious to see what kind of like action, the movements they're doing. Is like their arms wiggling and legs molding, and so.
Well, like specifically the clown. The clown is This is my original resin master of the clown and paint master. So this is from 5 years ago. You can kind of see the paint is very, very bad and worn at this point because I have used him to make a new mold for the clown. But they all have articulation built in.
Yeah.
That is pretty darn sturdy.
Love it, dude. Look, yep, that is sturdy. Look at that. You're wiggling away, shaking about. Shaking a baby now.
Like, takes a little effort to pop that head off, but then you can pop it right back on. And
I can hear it. I hear it. What is there, little bells in there or something?
Oh, no, that's something on my desk here. Oh no, I'm sorry. That's one of my pins. That's
yes, you inspired me, bro, with your Pickman coat. I love that thing, man. Those are cool too because like I went cheap and bought just a bunch of circle pins, and you've got or buttons, and you've got all kinds of cool like 3D shapes and everything on your jacket. Which I love it, dude. That is such a cool accessory, I guess is what you call that.
I'm an art junkie.
Yeah.
Once I start getting into something, I'll go in a little too hard. So I started an enamel pin collection.
Froze up on us a little bit there. Before you go into it, which film does this quote come from? I'll never let go, Jack. I'll never let go. I promise. If you know the answer, toss it in the comments in the chat. Continue, Professor Pickman.
Sorry, that's from Masters of the Universe, isn't it?
Yeah, well, the Dolph Lundgren movie.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah. Wildorf! Hey, speaking of, did you know I had the dude who does the Skeletor memes or whatever? He does all the remember.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, he came on the show, man. I was like, oh my gosh, you want to come on the... Dude, I would love to have you, man. He's such a nice guy. And we've been in touch. He's actually got some really cool stuff coming up, too, that I'm going to get him back on the show with. He's got a video production company that him and his buddies, they're doing like The Tick.
Nice.
They're doing like a superhero thing. It's under wraps right now. There's not a lot they can talk about right now. But whenever they do... He said he wants to come back on with some of his video production crew. We're gonna talk about it, man. We're gonna talk about it. So Isaac Wales, go check out Isaac Wales, guys. Great guy.
Here's a fun, weird 7 degrees of separation thing. I won't give too many details because I don't want anyone trying to track him down. But my aunt's next door neighbor is Frank Langella.
No kidding.
Yeah. Apparently, they swap gardening tips.
Oh. And you know what's funny, dude? It's so funny you mentioned that. Like, so I had these guys on my show last week called Splat Attack, and they do a lot of like Nickelodeon stuff, and a lot of these writers from back then, they're just all just chilling, retired folks. And I think the coolest response I saw was somebody just said, "So what are you up to these days?" Not much, just gardening and just chilling, and it's just like you would think. I mean, it's just so funny that when you're retired, it's like, no, you do nothing. You worked your whole life. You wrote, for one of the best top, grossing kids shows of all time, and it's like you've done your time. It's like, no, I'm not doing nothing. And I just think it's funny that, like you mentioned that doesn't surprise me that Frank shares gardening tips with your, did you say your grandma?
My aunt.
Your aunt?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome, dude. What a great neighbor to have.
Right? Like it's taken me a lot of effort to not send her a message or give her a call and be like, "Hey, could you go next door with my copy of Masters of the Universe?
Can you give him the script that I just happened to have when I was in middle school?
Could you just take the package for my Masterverse Skeletor over there?"
Would you mind? Just like, you think here's a Sharpie. I just happen to have one.
Just to have it, just in case.
That's right. In episode 3 or 4 of Real Barbecue Adventures, we went to a place called Wonko's. And you would love looking at your figures, Josh. You would love if you got to get a chance, check out episode 4 of Real Barbecue Adventures, because we go to Wonko's and one of the managers, I don't know if it was his, we'll just say his partner. She creates. They play Warhammer, and she created her Warhammer. She designed them and sculpted them to be Disney princesses. But they're
nice.
But they're like creepy, bro. They're like super. I don't know. You just gotta check them out, man. You go check out everybody go check out episode 4. It's Big Belly Wonko's. We had some great barbecue that day and checked out Wonko's Gaming, and yeah, it was great. So yep, there you go. He would love that. You would love that. And Wonko's is still around. It's over there off 183 and I guess Lake Creek.
And really, how can you beat barbecue and gaming?
Tell me about it. And it's like, it's old school, like card gaming, and that's what was kind of great, is because we broke up the series with a little bit of everything. We try to do Wonko's is just when I knew Wonko's from. Do you know who Jordan Hembrow from the Toy Hunter show is?
The name is familiar, but it's escaping me.
In 2011, he visited Texas. He did a show on Travel Channel called The Toy Hunter. And
Okay.
That dude. And it was basically American Pickers, but with toys. That's the way I describe it. And he came to Texas, and he came to Wonko's Toys and Games. And he still had a whole bunch. At that time, they were dealing with toys and things like that. Well, ever since they've changed owners quite a few times, and now they just deal in carding and gaming and things like that. And it's a great place, and it's really cool for the local community, people who are, it's not like there's a lot of haters in there or anything, and they make sure that they make it. If you want to come learn a game, come on, we'll teach you. Really welcoming, really chill vibe, really great place, really great people. So
nice.
Check out Wonko. Yeah, really, really good people. Chatlight coming in with Wolfman's Nards are showing. Thanks, Chatlight. Yep, Wolfman does have Nards.
Wolfman doesn't have Nards.
Did you know, fun fact about the Monster Squad, that was the only line that Shane Black and whoever the other writer was, they collaborated on. Wolfman's got Nards. Everything else, apparently, they like butted heads and like what they would. No, I want to write this. It's like you write your half, and I'll write my half. Here's your line. Here's like, what was it like in The Office? And Dwight, he's always pushing over Jim's stuff on the side of his desk and stuff. That's exactly how I pictured those two writers dealing with in the 80s, man.
Man, but what a masterpiece they created.
Yes, and that's why it's in my top 5, man, because it was such a great 80s take on classic Universal monsters, right?
Yeah, no, it really was. I don't. By the way, I meant to ask this at the very beginning. Are there language restrictions on here? Do I have to watch my mouth?
No.
Okay, then I'll just say I'm in the goddamn club, aren't I?
Yep, that's right. He did say that. And Rudy, remember when Fred Savage's big bully brother
had to eat that candy bar off the ground. Oh, that was great. What'd you say, fat kid? What'd you say?
Sid, you're an asshole.
That's it. Yes. Nailed it, dude. Nailed it. Hey, Rage and Pillage, Burley, what's going on, brother? Hey, he's yelling out the answer to Titanic. Thanks for joining us tonight, man. We had another Showgirls. Yeah, which film I'll never let go, Jack. Showgirls. Okay. Nice, good try. Terminator. No, these guys are just messing with us. Showgirls again? What? We got 2 Showgirls. What is going on?
But there's a nice little correlation between Terminator and Monster Squad because Terminator 2 and Monster Squad with.
Oh yes, that's where
the thumbs up as they say goodbye.
That's it. Oh yeah, you're right. I forgot about that. How much you want to bet that's where James Cameron got it? I bet you James Cameron got it there.
I wouldn't be surprised at all.
Yeah, that's so iconic too, man. That poor and the way they turned Frankenstein, like, because we all remember the OG Frankenstein hanging out with the little girl by the pond, right?
Oh yeah,
in the black and white, and I mean they totally, they nailed it, dude. What a great show, great movie. I need to watch Showgirls tonight.
I will. I don't like to say negative things about people, but I will say that I met Tom Noonan at a convention once.
Is Tom Noonan the
he was the guy that played Frankenstein. He was also Kane in RoboCop 2.
Yes.
He was not a pleasant man.
We'll
leave it at that.
I've been there too, man. I got the pleasure. I was working a Comic-Con. I worked the photo booth, and they said, "Hey, if you guys whatever photos you guys want, just hop in at the end of any line. You can go get free photos." I'm like, yeah, you bet, buddy. So I hopped in several people. I jumped in the first one with Jason Momoa. It was right when Aquaman first came out. So I got a picture with him and my family. I got one by myself with him, and then I got another one with the family and him. And then the Firefly crew, not all of them. Nathan Killian wasn't there, but it was Sean, what's the name? The doctor from the show, and the main girl from Firefly, the quiet badass, whatever her name was. I forget.
I'm just waiting for the full cast to pop up in the comments.
To in this, yeah, please let us know, because I don't know. Seaman. Aquaman, yeah. Oh, I know this story. Wait, you're Tom. You're Tom. So was that his name, right? Tom.
Tom Noonan. Yeah.
Yeah, got it.
Yeah, Dawn was there for that.
Okay, yeah, there you go. Summer, and Sean were there, as well as who was the mechanic chick? She was in Fast Forward with Ben Foster.
Oh, why am I blanking on her name? I know her character's name is Kaylee.
There you go, her. It was those 4. It was those 4 were in there, or 3. And then they were really super nice, super friendly. Because what I like to, I'm from Texas, bro. So I like to turn around and say thank you, and thank you so much for coming to see us and visit us. That's just the way I was raised, man. So there you go. Jewel State. All nice people. And then I got to meet Val Kilmer it was a Tombstone combo with Val Kilmer and Michael Rooker. And dude, that Michael Rooker was the biggest douche. I mean, come on. So it was right when Val Kilmer was dealing with his throat cancer stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so he couldn't speak. So I walked right up and I was like, "Hey guys, how's it going?" And Val looked at me. We connected in the eyes, and he just gave me that smile and nod and just connected. Really, really nice dude. You could just tell that dude is all about, like on his pants he was wearing, it was like sweatpants that said "love" on it. Really, I could just tell he would have been just the nicest guy to just sit and have a beer with, man. And but after that, there was Michael Rooker and Val Kilmer. And then right after that, there was a Walking Dead combo with Michael Rooker and
two other members. Who was the he was a redheaded dude with the big handlebar mustache.
Again, I know the character's name. Maybe I don't know the character's name anymore.
So there was him, and then there was the mayor of the town who wound up that whatever little I forget what season it was. Anyways, it was those three, and I rolled up to take. I was the last one in line, and I rolled up and I took the picture, and I went to turn around and say, "Hey, thank you guys all so much for coming to Texas." And that Michael, you know what he did? He goes, "Yeah. Get the F out of here. Let's find somebody else to take some pictures with." He just like kicks me out of the booth, and I'm like, "Are you kidding me? What if I was a paying customer?"
Yeah, Jesus.
I know, man. It was disappointing. I was like, dude, okay, I'm not dealing with that fool anymore. If I ever see that guy on the street, I'm gonna tell him something. Hey, Michael, you suck.
Yeah,
You know?
the only other bad experience I will openly badmouth is Savini. Another Tom Savini.
Tom Savini, really? Oh my
yeah.
gosh, big makeup, dude.
Which is funny because 9 times out of 10, if I'm talking to someone and they've met Tom Savini, if they are female with large breasts, they had a great experience meeting him.
I bet they did.
Nobody else does.
Yeah, that sucks, man. That sucks. Yeah, it's and I'm getting to the age where it's like, I'm over trying to meet celebrities, you know, that kind of thing. But that's I don't know if that I've never really gotten the vibe. I would love to meet the guy, but after hearing that, I'm sure it's just like if it's in line, it's so that he signed your shit and you will move on, right? I guarantee it's those kind of situations. Unless, like you said, I mean, I could wear a push-up bra. I ain't gonna lie. I might give him a run for his money.
See, I geek over celebrities when I see their name pop up in my orders. That's when I geek over celebrities.
No way, really?
I will send you messages because I don't want to name drop too much. I will because I know this has already gone out on social media at one point. I will say Mark Hamill owns one of my Skeksis.
Bro. Okay, educate me.
Because
what's a sketchy?
The Skeksis are the creatures from the Dark Crystal.
Oh, okay.
Because in the Netflix prequel series, Mark Hamill voiced the scientist Skeksy.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
How about that?
And I did 3 Skeksy minifigures. I did the Chamberlain, the main Skeksy, the scientist, and I'm blanking on the third one that I did, but I did a third one.
Dude, that is impressive, man. That is amazing. Mark Hamill, man, what a deal. That's impressive, bro.
I absolutely just like jammed it into his hands at a comic convention, but Peter Capaldi owns one of my pieces.
Oh, nice.
He owns a toy of a character that he played, Malcolm Tucker.
Okay, Peter Capaldi. I know the name. I just saw it the other day.
He was the 12th Doctor. He was the Thinker in the Suicide.
Yes, Peter Capaldi. I got you now.
He's the thick of it.
Gotcha. You know, I really enjoyed the 2006. I haven't watched any Doctor Who's past that with Eccleston.
Yeah.
He was the first one that I watched, even though I knew there was some like in the 70s that I never touched. But I started off right with Eccleston, and I was just immediately hooked because they're long episodes and they're kind of dry, you know, that British humor, but they're fantastic. They're so good. That intro theme song, it ropes you right in. Woo! It's just and seeing that little spinny phone booth.
Man, if you want very dry humor with a lot of swearing, check out The Thick of It.
The Thick of It. Okay.
Peter Capaldi plays a British government like spin doctor.
Now, what's a spin doctor? I just know the band.
He basically spins the story for the press.
Oh, I see.
So he twists the government stories so they sound like they're in favor of the government. Think kind of a shady press agent.
Okay, cool.
And yeah, he's just one of the most foul-mouthed terrible people in it.
Nice.
There's one very, very great scene where he's on the phone swearing at someone, and he passes by a guy who looks at him and goes, "Buddy, language." And he turns back and goes, "Lick my balls, you fat fuck," and runs off.
I love it. That's awesome. What man? That sounds good. I wish I had the balls to say that to somebody.
And that's actually the action figure I made was very, very brief backstory. This was like 9 years. This was very, very early in Pickman's. Was going through a nasty breakup at the time, and the piece I made was 100% catharsis, and I never expected to do anything with it. Never expected to release it. It was a piece. Malcolm Tucker, and there was a big rant of his on the back that just sort of was profanity laced, and the front had a word bubble coming out of the figure's mouth that said, "Lick my balls, you fat fuck."
Nice.
And then I think maybe 6 years or so ago, my partner Ruth was working one of the Comic-Cons here in Texas, and she hit me up and she was like, "Okay, Comic-Con told me we can get free meet and greet with our choice. Who do you want, David Tennant or Peter Capaldi?"
Nice.
And I was like, "Well, I've got a figure of Peter Capaldi that I can give to him. Let's do Capaldi."
Sweet.
And I handed it to him, and he got very, very excited over it, and pulled it out of his Wrangler's hands, who like tried to take it from him and put it away. And he's like, "No, I want to keep it. I want to hang on to it." And then many years later, apparently Dawn had met him at a convention and mentioned that a friend of hers gave him a toy, and he very excitedly exclaimed that it was in his office.
Wow.
Which, that's a fun celebrity story, because especially at conventions, you can hand a celebrity something and you have the experience, and in the back of your mind, you're like, "Okay, I gave it to him. Who cares if they throw it in the garbage now?"
Right.
Because they probably get so much stuff at conventions. Half of it, probably, they're just like, "What do I do with this? I can't take this with me."
You think so? I don't know, man. I mean, it depends. Maybe it depends if they're hot or not. You know what I mean? If they're kind of seasoned, I bet you they're just like, "Oh, this is great. I'm putting this in my collection," because I remember watching so many different, like on the Toy Hunter specifically, he had like Danny Bonaducci on there and Gene Simmons and all kinds of people. And they were like, "I want you to find stuff that I don't have, stuff that I never had a chance to grab," because they were like either a childhood actor or for whatever reason, so you never know, man. I mean, they may just be like, "This is amazing," especially if you custom made something for them, man. That's just, I mean, I guarantee you, there's some celebrities out there that really do appreciate it, and I've seen it just from videos. That, I mean, obviously it's on camera, but who knows? Who knows if it's really actors, right? It's their job to be likable.
And I'm definitely not trying to discount it and being like, "Oh, they don't want our crap," but at the same time, especially in the case of Peter Capaldi, where like he's flying overseas to go home, he's probably only got so much space to bring stuff back with him. I gave him like a 6-inch carded figure, and in the back of my head, I'm like, I gave it to him. He seemed to like it. That's enough for me.
There you go.
But then, I got that many years later, and Dawn's saying now that she can confirm that story.
That's so cool. What? No, I mean, what a great honor to have that. One of your heroes that you love, that they're enjoying your art on their shelf, dude. That is so great. I love it, dude. I love it. Thanks for sharing that, man.
Yeah, absolutely. That's definitely bragging rights stuff. I can also say that I genuinely have no idea who this was, but I did many, many years ago get a very large order that went to the Bad Robot offices.
Oh, nice. So I'm trying to picture what movies. I've seen that logo 1,000 times. I just can't.
That's J.J. Abrams' company.
Oh, is it really? Okay,
Yep.
okay. I'm trying to think of something I watched besides Force Awakens.
What was another movie he did that with from the Bad Robot? Name a few.
What is it? Super 8?
Oh yeah, that was a great
Super 8.
movie. That was one of his first big hits, right?
Yeah, that was a good one.
That was a good one. Very, very E.T. mixed with I don't know.
A little bit of the Goonies.
Yep. That's clearly, you can clearly see that's where they got, in my opinion, Stranger Things from. You know, I mean, they nailed Stranger Things with like the small town feel, and the orange, obviously the orange clouds and the monsters and everything came from Close Encounters of the Third Kind, from inspiration there. Great throwbacks to everything. You know, I enjoyed Stranger Things. I really did. I wish they would finish,
I'm patiently waiting the final season.
Yeah.
Of course, past the. Oh, hey, I didn't realize Mission Impossible 3 was Bad Robot.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. Huh? What? That was the one with the. Oh, what's his name? The blonde dude.
Simon Pegg?
No. Mission Impossible 3. I don't think he was in Simon Pegg was in 3. Was he? Mission Impossible 3 had the first appearance of. Oh, what was his name? He passed away.
I hear a cat.
Oh, is she? Yeah, that's. Oh, of course. She opened my door. She came in here. I gotta go.
I've got a cat at my feet, so.
Nice. Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, there you go. Let me go close my door real quick. Hang on. You think about who that was? He was in Dirk Diggler. He was in not C. Thomas Howell, but the blonde dude. Really, he played Capaldi. I think Capaldi.
No, Capaldi's who we were just talking about. I was waiting for the chat to pop up.
Yeah, Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Oh,
that was part 3, right? That was part 3. I think that was Mission Impossible 3.
Here's a terribly morbid story.
Uh-oh.
So I lived in Manhattan for a long, long time. Solid decade. And there was one morning when I worked at a ticketing agency for Broadway and off-Broadway, advertising, all that fun stuff. And one day my route to work was entirely blocked off with police cars. And I had to find a completely different route to walk to work. Like, I dodge around different areas. And I got into the office and I was like, did you see what happened? What's happening down there? And my boss looks at me. He's like, yeah, do you know what happened? I'm like, no, what happened? He's like, Philip Seymour Hoffman overdosed. You just passed by the crime scene.
Oh, man.
And I was like, what?
Yeah.
What do you mean, Philip? What?
Man, you probably passed right through his spirit, baby. You could have driven right through.
Just like, and I remember that morning, like seeing the police barricade and just being like, oh, God damn, man, that's gonna add like 10 minutes to my walk route.
Oh, that's hilarious. Oh, but man, yeah, another guy who just gone too soon. Really talented, super talented actor, man. I can't say I never saw a movie that I didn't think he was great in. You know,
man, even his little tiny bit part in Big Lebowski.
I forgot his role.
He was Jeff Lebowski's assistant.
Okay, nice. Okay, it's time for the real wheel of pop culture. Trumpet, if you're still out there, he's we were doing an open mic one night, and I've been trying to just figure out some kind of wheel thing, and he goes, "It's a wheel." One night, it just was hilarious, man. It was so funny. So every time I say the wheel of pop culture, that's what we're playing with tonight. And so this is not just seen it movies. This is actually, yeah, there you go. Evil Dead or Fright Night.
Oh, I've got to go Evil Dead.
It's tough, man.
And I'm going to give you my reasoning here.
Okay.
It's because I don't know if you remember, I said I was doing a friend's podcast this past Tuesday. It was actually Mike's podcast. He runs the Boogeyman's Closet. It was Dawn's birthday episode.
Oh, happy birthday, Dawn.
We covered the original Evil Dead and came to the consensus that we're all fans of the entire Evil Dead franchise, every single thing. I can't say the same thing about Fright Night.
Right on. Yeah, I mean, I think before I even heard about Evil Dead, I saw Army of Darkness was the first thing I saw. And then somebody said, oh, yeah, you got to go back and watch Evil Dead 2. You could skip Evil Dead 1. Who cares? That's what everybody's always told me. You could skip Evil Dead 2. Eventually, I went and saw them both, of course. But yeah. I mean, obviously, Evil Dead was a franchise that carried on. And still to this day, Bruce Campbell rocks. He just freaking rocks, man. I guess I'll go with Evil Dead. Although Fright Night was pretty crazy for its time. Because I watched it as a kid.
Yeah.
You know, and I loved the makeup whenever their vampire makeup I thought was creepy. Really well done. So, but yeah, we're going with Evil Dead there. Let's see. We got a lot of people in the chat saying Evil Dead 2. Let's see what else we got. Freddy Krueger or Jason Voorhees?
I gotta go Krueger. I gotta go Krueger because I like my villains with a sense of humor.
that he does. And, you know, every podcast I ever watched with Robert Englund, he just looks like the most down-to-earth, just chill. For how famous that dude is, I mean, he just seems like such a nice guy. What do you think?
Oh, yeah, no, I've heard nothing but great things about Robert Englund. And for that matter, Kane Hodder, who played some versions of Jason.
Yep, he sure did.
But between the two, like, I like Voorhees. I'm all for silent bludgeoning. But you know, give me a couple of really bad dad joke level quips while you're killing someone.
Yeah, no kidding. And I mean, I think that's what made it less scary and more easier to watch for me as a kid. The Freddy movies was that I knew he was always gonna come in and goof up those kills with something some cheesy line, you know what I mean? And that made it easier for me to watch as opposed to just Jason movies, which were just brutal, man. They were just brutal, and just people making stupid decisions, you know, that kind of thing.
I mean, it's the difference of watching a girl get bludgeoned to death in a sleeping bag in like against a tree, or watching Freddy pop up in the TV and say, "It's prime time, bitch."
That's it. Oh, classic line, man. I think what was your favorite? Do you have a favorite nightmare from the franchise?
That's a really tough one. Yeah. I go back and forth. I have a really special place for 2 because of how ridiculously gay it is.
Yeah, I'm glad you said it. Yeah, because no doubt for sure, man. We had this huge conversation, and I think Cadillac was Chad and Trumpet were on there too, and we were talking about it. Oh yeah, Gino was there too. Gino was there. I think it was our Halloween. Part 2, yeah. Oh, Jesse.
Yes.
Yeah, Jesse was. That was
man, it. I've always got a really special place for 2.
Yeah, that's too funny. You know, Bull Airs did a whole. Do you know who Bull Airs are? They're the guys who I get a lot of my pop culture merch, like my shoes.
I don't think so.
So today I released a What's in the Box, ladies and gentlemen, episode 7. It's a package from Bull Airs. I'm not going to tell you whether it was shoes or if it was a jacket. So they make this kind of stuff. Check it out. I'm just going to set that down. I'm going to set that down right there. I'm going to have me some fun. So this is a jacket that I got from them. I'm going to full screen myself for a second. It is a Nintendo video game tester jacket.
from bullairs.com, and on the front, it's got like that way there, and it is a slick jacket because it's just got that cool 80s lining, that those colors, and the lining on the inside is all yellow and gold, and I just love Bull Air stuff, man, because it's so retro and high quality product, man. So I will plug those guys any chance I get. They also made these hats. They make hats like this.
Oh, nice.
Who is this?
Oh,
You
yeah,
know this
that's my pet monster.
Yes, these guys rock it, man. I also got. They didn't make this, but I will give my buddy Gino plug for his Bat City Toys hat that he donated to me. The sponsorship of Bat City Toys. Make sure you guys check those guys out. BatCityToys.com. Like and follow them on Instagram. They're now on TikTok. They're now on YouTube. Go check them out, guys. They are starting to get. They do live streams.
I almost wore my Bat City T-shirt tonight, and then I'm sporting a pretty new tattoo, so I'm kind of avoiding white shirts right now. And I looked at it, I was like, I don't want to end up staining that right now.
Was that the thing? The thing tattoo?
No, I actually got a Hellboy piece a couple of nights ago.
Oh yeah. The fist, right? The fist. What is it called?
The right hand of doom, and
the right hand of doom,
and the BPRD logo.
I saw that, man. That looks so cool.
See, this is just like personal, random personal thing. When I was probably like 20, maybe 21, I got the Seal of Cthulhu on my left arm. And I made the decision back then. I was like, okay, I'm going to cover my left arm in horror stuff. I'm going to cover my right arm in pop culture stuff. The next tattoo I'm going to get is the right hand of doom and the BPRD logo. And then I didn't get anything until back in February, and I very impulsively got a tattoo of the spider head. And then that just started me on the path of like, okay, I'm going to finally do the things I'm talking about.
But no, dude, that spider head is sick, man. I saw the artwork on it. It looks fantastic. The thing, I was just talking about this today. I was telling my boss, he was a big John Carpenter fan, but he has never seen The Thing.
Oh my God.
There were so many amazing, imaginative transformations in that movie, man. I mean,
so you'd have to scroll back a long way. I'm not sure it's worth it doing it on camera, but we did a full series of Thing 3 3/4 inch figures, and a lot of them had different action features. So, like Norris, you could remove his chest, and it had the mouth.
Oh, really? For Oh, nice. Norris was the guy with the chest,
yep.
Right? Who made the mouth? Okay, that was his name. Okay, cool.
And then his head split off into the spider head.
Dude, that was the coolest, man. I mean, just like when I saw that, it just kept changing. It just kept molding and changing into something different. And I thought that was just so cool. Cool, man.
And because I absolutely love a really big thing in the designer toy community is a really interesting place. It's evolved a lot since I entered it. And it's at a place right now where I think everyone genuinely loves promoting everyone else because everyone's work is so unique and different. So I will give a special shout out to the guy that did my spider head tattoo because he is also a toy maker. He is a longtime tattoo artist and toy maker, goes by the name of Resin Blood, Ressin, Resin Blood, or Eddie Keys, but he does some really, really amazing resin work. He just did a really killer Man-Thing piece.
Let's check him out.
Yep, there we go. Eddie is a really great guy, does really amazing work.
Wow, look at that. So what do I recognize here? I recognize, this looks familiar. What is that shape?
That is the Man-Thing.
That's Man-Thing?
Yep.
Okay. I remember the comic book Man-Thing, right? That's what that's from, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And then Krang, what is that?
That is, he also has been stretching his own canvases, so that's like he did his own canvas stretching into that unique shape, and
oh, that's cool.
I believe that's mostly airbrush.
But you know what? Just from that alone, the shape of the canvas, I've never even thought about that. I've never seen that before. But I don't get out much. I stay in a 15-mile radius. Oh, that's so cool though. I love that, man. And who doesn't love Krang? Krang, Shredder. Who else we got in here? Who is this? We got Human Swamp, Franken Mutant. Okay. So we got like a mashup here. Is that what we're looking at here?
I'd have to look closer here. Let me
Oh,
go full screen.
Yeah.
That is Man-Thing, his Frankenstein sculpt, and
Mr. Unnatural.
oh, I think that's a Hedorah sculpt.
Hedorah. What's a Hordora?
Hedorah is one of the kaiju from Godzilla.
Oh, okay. Oh, now we're talking. RoboCop versus Terminator. Bro, check that out. That's awesome. I never even thought about that mashup.
He does a mix of original hand sculpted work and just straight up bootlegs that he puts on his own card backs.
He made these?
So those are just straight bootlegs of RoboCop and Terminator from probably the Reaction line.
It says like Sega Genesis. I'm guessing this was a video game at one point, right?
Yeah, so he probably just stole the front artwork from the video game and made a card back out of it.
That's so cool. I mean, did he make these figures?
I know he molded and cast them, but they're just bootlegs.
Okay. No, yeah, right. Unlicensed. I get you. Oh, it's glow in the dark. Check him out. I like it, man. I like it because I'm trying to find somebody to make me that's not going to charge me an arm and a leg or I'm looking for an Are You Afraid of the Dark card back of Zebo the Clown, which was my very first ever Are You Afraid of the Dark episode that I ever saw. And I'm trying to find somebody to make that. I've reached out a couple of people, and they're like, yeah, we'll charge you this much. I'm going, I'll get back to you. Kind of thing. Oh, this guy does great work. Look at this guy. What is that? Resin blood. Every kind. Get hooked. Look at this. Oh my. Okay, we're getting.
See, it's suddenly very, very clear to me. I was going to ask how familiar you are with the world of designer toys, but it's telling me everything watching you look through this.
Yeah, I don't know squat, dude. I don't know much. I'll just say that, but I enjoy looking. I like to look because I like looking at anything toy related, man. And designer toys. This is great. Good stuff. This guy makes some good stuff.
Oh, hey, and there's my spider head.
Where? Let me see. There it is. That's your. Where's that at? What part of your body is that on?
That is on the ditch of my left arm.
Nice. Cool. Love it. Yes. If you've never seen The Thing, people, go watch it tonight.
And I've also got my Spiderhead minifigure there.
Oh, yeah.
Now, this is one of my all-time bestsellers. I've been making this for 6 years, gone through at least 6 different molds, probably 7 or 8 at this point.
Oh, man.
I've made over 500 of them. And they will be available at the Bat City Sidewalk sale in the Pickman's capsule machine.
Oh, you know what? And speaking of, I need to go back and find that. Hold on. Let me go back to your... Okay, I know you had the flyer up here. Let's pull it up. It was right at the top of your page. Guys, check this out. The Ides of March sale coming up on March 16th from 11 to 5. If you're in the Austin area, even if you're in the surrounding metro area of Austin, like San Antonio or Temple or something like that, come on down, man. It's going to be a great time. We're going to be all partying. All of us cool dudes. We're finally in the... You know where you just landed? In the cool zone. You're in the cool guy zone. You're in the cool guy zone. That's where you're at. That's where you're at, man. So come by, see us. There's going to be Kingpin Toys. There's going to be Austin ATX Toys is going to be there. Pickman Vinyls. Oh, Meat Stick. I don't know if you're still in here. He was the first person to make a comment on my flyer for the show tonight about your logo. I don't think he's still here, but I'm going to go ahead and ask for him. He asked, so is your logo the octopus from James Bond, or is it from Hydra?
It is a take on a Lovecraftian symbol.
Mm. Who doesn't love some Lovecraft?
Very good friend of mine. When I was just starting, I approached them and said, "Listen, I know you do graphic design. I know you do logo work. I'm going with the title Pickman's Vinyls. I want a Lovecraftian seal type look." And they presented me with that, and I was like, "Brilliant! I love it."
Very cool.
And of course, back then, this was at this point 9.5 years ago, I was approached with, "Well, don't you want your company's name on it?" I was like, no, because eventually that logo is just going to be synonymous with it.
Love it. Look at you. Look at you. I love it, man.
And to this day, I stand by that. Like, none of my stickers have the name on it. It's just the logo.
Nice. That's killer, man. Love it. Great. Brilliant. It's really cool. It is. As soon as I see it, I know who it is. I go, oh, that's that Pickman dude. That's that Pickman dude. Joey Finds Toys is going to be there. Titan Moon Comics is going to be there. Bat City Toys obviously is going to be there. Wizards Beard Company. I met these guys, and I didn't even know it that they were going to be here. But they were in my I think episode 4 of Real Life Adventures. If you go to my playlist on my channel, he's in there for a quick minute. He's dressed up as Gandalf. He was at the San Antonio superhero car show over there, and I ran into him and said, "Hey, you got to give us a line, man. Give us a line." And he goes, "You shall not pass." So I'm excited to meet up with that dude and say hello to him and get to know him a little bit more. Gino's brother's going to be there. He's a musician / DJ. Looks like he's going to be rocking the house for us, giving us some live music entertainment while we're just partying it up, man. Just it's going to be a good time. Of course, I'm going to be there. I'm going to have a booth. We already talked about that. Come on by for some free goodies, and help me make some content, guys. More the merrier. Come on by and say, I'm going to ask questions like, oh, I don't know, He-Man or Skeletor, or G.I. Joe or Star Wars. And then, hey, I'm throwing it back to you, Josh, because the question I asked you on episode 2 of Real Barbecue Adventures, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or He-Man?
And did I give you, I don't remember if I gave you my full answer.
You did. You said yes.
So I'll give you a side. I'll give you the side story with that. When I was a kid, I had a huge Motu collection. My dad, I had Eternia.
Oh, really?
I had all the castles. I had most of the vehicles. And I had everything like up through the end of the line. Like, I had the Snake Man, I had King Randor, I had Scareglow, and like all of the end of the line stuff that got really rare.
Wow.
And then I got my first few Ninja Turtles, and I was like, oh my God, I love these. And my dad approached me with, you can't have 2 toy collections. If you're going to start collecting Ninja Turtles, you have to have a garage sale and sell all of your Masters of the Universe.
Oh, man. What a tough choice.
And I did.
Oh, dude.
Which is the reason when Origins started, I saw the first few and immediately went, oh, this is going to be a problem.
Yeah. Yep, absolutely.
Which is why I am now, obviously you can't see it on camera, but why I am now sitting all of like 5 feet from Origins Eternia.
Dude.
Because I, as an adult, of course, now I have to rebuy my childhood.
Yep. For sure. And there's a lot of stuff that I have that I never had as a kid and that I purchased, you know. But speaking of Eternia, I wanted to ask you, I don't even know, last that looked, can you even do you have to like, how do you get a hold of one of those things?
Now it's just secondary market.
Really?
Because it very much like the HasLabs. Yeah. It was just a crowdfund for like a 2-month period.
Oh.
And it was back at the end of 2022. They announced it through Comic-Con. It went up for 2 months. It was a whole big thing. And it was not cheap. It was after shipping, it came out to like $650.
But what they're going for now, I
But
mean,
then-
that's nothing.
But then, yeah, you look at the price of getting a vintage one, and it's like, okay, you're gonna pay that much for maybe the central tower.
Right. Yeah. So that's one of the questions I wanted to ask you. When it comes to nostalgia, do you have to have the original, or are you cool with reproductions? And it sounds like you're cool with reproductions for the nostalgia.
It very much depends on what it is. Like, there are certain things that if I can get my hands on the vintage one, I'm gonna want the vintage one, just for that nostalgia factor. Other cases like Eternia, it's just like, I don't care. I just want Eternia.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially like those big ticket items where it's like, I don't care what one it is. I just want it.
Nice. Yep. Fair enough. I'm cool with reproductions, man, all around. Like, I never had Boglins. I got all these from Bat City Toys, and they do the job. I wasn't expecting to buy as many as I did. I probably have, I think, 5 of them.
They're fun, aren't they?
They're so fun.
And,
I need to make some.
And they're from the. It's the same guy that was making them originally that's doing these new ones.
Oh, good for him.
So it's still from. It's tying everything back together. Guy's name is Tim Clark. He also created the Mystics, the good guys for the Dark Crystal.
Wow. How about that?
And worked with the Henson Company for a long time.
I think I messaged them on Instagram and said, "Hey, would love to have you come on sometime." But of course, I went directly to a spam. But I forget. I think Ryan from Bull Airs was telling me about it. Yeah, he's the owner. Somebody was telling me that he was the creator of it, and he's on Instagram, and I think he sent me his info and stuff. But I reached out to him, but of course, like I said, I fell into the spam, because what you want to do is you want to slide into their DMs. You got to slide into the DMs. Pulling out.
But then, there are other cases where, like, if I see a vintage, like, Modulok with his original box,
nice.
I'm going to get Modulok with his original box.
That's awesome.
Which, yeah, I just have it sitting on the shelf next to my desk. Why not?
How about that? And
hey,
Rushmore Show Top 4 Ranking Podcast. Welcome to the show, sir. Thank you for coming on here tonight, man. We're talking about Pickman vinyls, and we're just reminiscing all kinds of toys.
Here's something I feel like most people watching the show will appreciate. So, long time ago, I was a teenager. I walked into a local mall, and there was a new coffee shop that had popped up. Walked in for a cup of coffee, and on the back wall there was just shelves full of vintage toys, most of them Star Wars. I'm kind of looking it over, and I see this, which also just kind of lives on my box. You probably can't see it, but across the top in tiny pencil it says 450.
Oh.
And I looked at it, and I walked over to the girl behind the counter, and I was like, "Hey, is this actually 450?" And she looked at it, and she was like, "I don't even know what it is." Yeah, 450 is good. Bought that and a cup of coffee and vintage Kenner bagged mail away Emperor.
No way.
With the vintage Kenner booklet.
Wow.
$4.50.
How about that? In a bag of chips. I'll buy that for $1.
It just lives in this box on my work desk.
Love it, dude. What a find. What a hidden gem.
It's also one of those things that I kind of keep on my work desk because I'll pull it out every so often because it's the only vintage Emperor figure I have ever seen with the nose paint intact.
Oh, nice. That's great.
Because, you see him all the time, and the paint is all rubbed off the nose from play.
Is it really? Okay. I think we had the Emperor at one point when we were kids, Cadillac and I. We were pretty spoiled. We had quite a bit of toys, but there was a lot of stuff we didn't have because... yeah, but anyways, I digress. I'm trying to think of something vintage. Everything I have is repro besides like some 90s Nickelodeon stuff. I think I showed these. Oh, you know what? I picked these guys up.
recently. I went to a Texas dude, have you been to the Texas Toy Museum downtown yet?
Oh yeah.
Okay, I've never been inside the actual museum, but I shopped at the front booth or whatever you want to call it.
I used to have both of those.
Look at these. I never had these guys. These 12-inch G.I. Joe figures.
Can I tell you how disappointed I was when I got that Destro and he just had like that normal ass face underneath?
Let's see. Let's see what face look. If you ever wonder what Destro looked like underneath, guys, we're about to find out. Oh, you know what? I think I still have my Boglin beer can. Hang on. Let's get a better view. Destro. Okay. Okay, we're taking his mask off. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This is what Destro looks like. If you ever wonder,
kind of looks like Tamara Morrison. Did you know that Destro was a Jango Fett clone?
That's right. He sure does. And I'm glad he, yeah. But I remember seeing these as a kid, and I never had them, and because I thought it was. I've always been a fan of anything you can take off a mask and put them back on.
I was equally disappointed with Cobra Commander's head because what a cop out that is.
Well, so the only Cobra Commander I ever saw him as was when he turned into the snake in the movie. That's the only Cobra Commander. So here's the OG Cobra Commander with the hood. And my brother educated me saying that this is a very controversial.
They can't make that anymore.
Can't make
or
that anymore.
Or rather, they choose not to. They can. They choose not to.
Yes. Hold on. What's... oh, here you go. Oh, he's going back to your Emperor. Here, Chad.
Now,
I'm gonna get
young Skywalker. You will die.
Oh, nice, dude. See, I can't. That was a pretty good impression. I have to cheat. I have to. Ready? Hold on. Oh, come on. I'm freezing up here. Here we go.
And now, Skywalker, you will die.
That's my Emperor.
I used to joke with people that would be like one of the greatest comebacks for anything. Like if someone's like, "This is your fault," just spit back, "And your fate and your friends is yours."
Nice one, dude. Nice. So this is what Cobra Commander looks like. Look, he looks like this.
He's a Jango Fett clone wearing a bandana over his mouth.
I mean, he predicted COVID before COVID was a thing. I mean, look at this.
See, now what really drives me crazy is this figure was advertised as being able to unmask Cobra Commander.
Oh, really?
And then you got it and took the hood off, and he was still frickin' masked underneath.
Yeah, right? Yeah, exactly. That's I get it. Yeah.
So, I don't know if this is going to work, but I'm going to try and show you guys how fierce of a glow that the glow powder has. The glow powder on its own and the Wolfman. I'll flip off the main light.
Looks like
and then yeah, see, like you can already.
Oh, here we go. Let's get you full screen here. Hang on.
So that's just the glow powder on its own.
Oh, okay.
But then here,
whoa,
is the mean glow of the Wolfman.
Look at that. That is illuminative, if that's a word. Very illuminating. Look at that. Yep. It looks great on camera. He's very bright. Yes. Don hit it. Spooky. That's awesome, man. Let me see. Is it?
There he is.
Wolfman's got nards.
Oh, wait. Wolfman's got nards.
There we go. Lights again.
Back on. That's cool, man. Yeah, so he's got some guys. Pickman's got some glow-in-the-dark figures. Are they still available?
Those are not available yet. They are technically The first release is going to be the Bat City Sidewalk Sale. They
Okay.
will be at the shop on March 20, in my shop on March 22nd.
Well, there you go, guys. Yep. No.
Also, first release at the Bat City Sidewalk Sale will be the all 3 of the minifigures. So that Spiderhead, the Critter,
Yes, the critter, Kreitz. Chad, you got to come.
and the baby popcorn clown.
The baby popcorn clown. Good choice on
and
those.
all
man.
of these, by the way, also glow in the dark. Even if they don't look like they glow in the dark, they glow in the dark.
Nice. Let's see. Bring a Wolfman and Creature Professor. Okay, I'll buy that. Okay. Yep. Chad's already. That's my brother from the same mother. He's down. He's ready. Chad, you can.
Creature doesn't come out until April 19th.
Yeah, Creature will come out soon. But
Creature is not finished yet.
you know who? Okay, out of the Monster Squad, who was your favorite monster?
Oh, easily Creature.
Really? Yeah, he was pretty cool. But I think Uncle Rico was my favorite. You know that was him, right? Wolfman. The Wolfman was Uncle Rico from
I did
Napoleon
not know
Dynamite.
that.
Dude, that's Uncle Rico, bro. That's
See,
the
now,
actor.
did you know who the creature was?
No. No. I want to say it.
The creature is also one of the guys that worked on all of the makeup for the movie. He is Tom Woodruff Jr., who is went on to found Amalgamated Dynamics, who it's a practical effects company with Alec Gillis. And they handle
Okay.
a lot of the practical things, like they did the practical work for Alien versus Predator. I believe they went back as far as like Alien 3.
Oh, snap.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So yeah, no, they're a practical effects company that does awesome practical effects work.
Mm-hmm. Vintage coming in. Uncle Rico might be my favorite character ever. No doubt. Yeah, he's amazing. Who doesn't love Uncle Rico? What's your favorite Uncle Rico line? Josh? Think about that for a second. Got to ponder on that one for a second.
I don't have an easy answer for that. Can I just say all of them?
Yes, that's fine. What's your favorite line, guys? Give us your favorite Uncle Rico line. Monster Squad is an underrated classic, no doubt. Rushmore, absolutely agreed. Highly agreed.
And I do have one of the boxes. I don't think I showed off the box. So I've got my stack of like prototype boxes over here, but the Monster Squad box is 100% meant to just look like the VHS of Monster Squad, but
Nice.
featuring only one monster.
Oh, that's great. That's brilliant.
And the back 100%.
Yep, very VHS-y.
The bottom of that is 100% stolen from the Monster Squad VHS. So like
Is it really?
if someone were to scan that barcode, it's the barcode for the Monster Squad VHS.
That's awesome. Gotta love that, guys. Gotta get yours, man. So Bat City Toys, March 16th, man.
And it slides out in that nice slider tray. He's not in there right now, but there we go.
Oh, there you go. Very nice. Make yourself a goddamn quesadilla. That was the ant, wasn't it? Did he say it? Oh, I guess he did say it. I guess Uncle Rico did say that too. Vintage had a good one. You know, bet I could throw a football over them mountains. And then right after that, he grabs that steak off a Chip's plate, and Napoleon's riding on his bike with vote for Pedro. For Pedro sitting on he's pump. Remember when we used to call it when you were riding on the back of somebody's bike? Oh, can I get a pump? We used to call it pump riding. I don't know why, but everybody had peg. They had the pegs on the back wheels of their bicycles, and you would hold on to your buddy's shoulders, and your feet would be on the back wheels with the pegs. So you would step, but we call it pump. I don't know why we call it pump, but yeah, Uncle Rico throws that steak. It's Napoleon in the face. Oh, it's great. It's good stuff. My favorite, maybe where he's sitting there talking to Chip about how, hey, how'd you like to make some real money? Well, that sounds pretty good. And he's talking about how hey, you ever come across
anything like time travel in your Corby Good's is such a great character. So many good ones, man. So many good ones. Speaking of good ones, let's see. Oh, you know what? Here, let's do that. Before we do that, hang on. I got one more. Last one of the night. Why not? How about let's just do one more. These are easy. You guys got these. Let's just go down the line. Which film does the following quote come from? There's no crying in baseball. If you know the answer, toss it in the comments, in the chat. In Vintage, if you don't know this one, bro, you got to know this one because you're into sports.
That's what Dracula says to Wolfman after Fat Kid kicks him in the nards.
Yeah.
It's from Monster Squad, guys.
Bogus. Bogus.
Wolfman doubles over in pain. Dracula just swoops out to him. There's no crying in baseball.
Nailed it, man. Oh man, Vintage coming in with League of Their Own. Don's coming in with League of Their Own. Don's also coming, or it could be Showgirls. Yeah,
I think it might be Showgirls.
Yeah, you guys got that one, no doubt. Some more of this wheel of pop culture. The question is, Tales from the Crypt or Tales from the Dark Side? Oh my gosh.
Crypt Keeper.
Yep, all the way. Although I did like the movie Tales from the Dark Side, the movie.
Yeah, no, Tales from the Dark Side is pretty amazing.
I never saw the series. I don't think I remember much of the series. I think I was a little before my time, right? Because I was like in the early 80s, maybe.
But man, there's so many Tales from the Crypt episodes that just stick in my brain forever.
There's a few, so I recently, because you can't stream it anywhere. Yeah, I had to buy the DVD collection, and I popped it in because I'm trying to figure out a way to, what episodes are we gonna stream? And so I was just kind of like thumbing through them. I don't remember this one. Oh, that memory unlocked. Boom, 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 boom. And so I've got some great ones. What was one of your favorites?
Oh, Death of Some Salesman. It's Tim Curry playing 3 different members of a family, and Ed Begley Jr. Is a salesman trying to sell them cemetery plots.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah,
I don't recall that one.
Oh, it's amazing.
We'll have to stream it on my Twitch channel one of these nights, man. Whenever I get into the Tales from the Crypt, I'll hit you up, man. We'll watch a couple of episodes.
It's a good one.
Yeah, I think the most horrific one I was traumatized was as a child was the episode where there was a cop chasing an escaped convict. Through the desert, and he kills the cop. And instead of making the right decision to just chop his hand off, the cop handcuffs himself to the prisoner, to the convict, before he dies, and swallows the key. So instead of chopping off the cop's hand, he decides to drag that cop through the desert, and the whole time he's getting stalked by this vulture who just keeps, and I just remember at the end, he finally. What did he do? Did he wind up just sawing off his hand or his own hand, right? He wound up sawing off his own hand to get free of them handcuffs. And when he finally does, he trips and falls off a rock and paralyzes himself. Oh, what bad luck.
Here's a weird fun fact. Johnny Casser, the voice of the Crypt Keeper.
Mm-hmm.
Also, after the first season of Tiny Toons, the voice actor who voiced Buster Bunny left. And Johnny Casser took over Buster Bunny.
That makes perfect sense. I want to say
later seasons of Tiny Toons, if you listen, Buster Bunny has the same voice actor as the Crypt Keeper.
Oh, that's dope. That's amazing. Oh, yeah. Steven Spielberg nailed that. He did Tiny Toons, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. I love John Kassir. I got him. He gave me a plug on for my channel. I like John Kassir a lot, man. So tell me this: I saw when you go down those rabbit holes on Instagram or TikTok or whatever, and I saw this old kids commercial for something called Dr. Something Lab,
And the dude, I swear, looked like John Kassir as an evil doctor. I don't know if anybody out there knows what I'm talking about, but I swear that's John Kassir, and it was something some kind of evil doctor lab or something like that.
Was it Dr. Dreadful?
Yes, was that him?
I'm not sure, but I'm
Let's
going to
pull it
have
up.
to go look up those commercials now.
I'm gonna pull it up because we got to know. What was it? Dr. Dreadful? Is that what we said? Dreadful Drink Lab.
Yeah, there's a great it started out as a play and then eventually got made into like a made for TV movie for Showtime. But it's a thing called Reefer Madness, the movie musical. And if you've ever seen the original Reefer Madness, the guy that's like on the posters and on the cover that looks crazed and has the joint in his mouth, John Kassir played the modern version of that in the musical.
Oh, nice.
So there's one of the cons that I talked to him at, there's this great picture of the two of us just looking very, very ridiculous going.
That's great. Nice. Is he a cool dude? He seems like, he seems pretty, I like that guy.
I met him at 3 different cons. I mean, granted, this was like 20 years ago now, but 3 different cons over the span of a few years. Every time I talked to him, he remembered me from the previous time. Or at least said he did.
Okay. Well, you do stand out, man. You have a look. You have a original look. Here it is right here. Look. This is him, right? That's clearly him. That's clearly John Kassir. Let me see if I can pull it up. It's going to go right to the
That
commercial.
looks like him.
I don't want to get copy slapped, but I'm pretty sure that's John Kassir. Right? Look. Let's full screen.
I mean, that definitely looks like his face, but let me see.
I bet that's him.
I'm as we say in a few of the podcasts I'm a part of, we shall consult the bones.
Oh, let's consult the bones. Oh man, another memory unlocked. I have not heard that in forever. Let's consult the bones. Okay, let me try to. Don't tell me. I gotta go to my Rolodex. Let's see. What's Chad saying? He called us by name, Professor. It says Don. Oh, that's Don. Hey, Don.
That is 100% John Kassir.
Yes, I knew it. I knew that was John Kassir. Go me.
Oh yeah, you're right. That second year he did call us by name. You're right.
Okay. So see,
I don't.
knew you.
He didn't. I don't think he remember. Oh no, I remember what it was. I met him then again at New York Comic Con the year Pickman started, and he didn't remember my name, but he remembered me. He pointed and he did that like, I saw you at this convention.
See, there you go. You have been recognized, sir. You got this.
Well, I think I've been doing this for long enough that it's a sense of surrealism because it's just like, is this really what I'm doing with my life? And there have obviously been several moments where I'm like, I don't know if this is like, I don't know if how good I'm doing at this. I don't have any way to gauge this. And then I was walking through a Patches and Pins convention in Austin.
Uh-huh.
I don't know a ton of people in Texas.
You know, two.
I know a handful, but like, I don't know enough people that going to a convention, I would think that I would run into a bunch of people I would know. But as I was walking through the convention, more than once I heard someone be like, "Is that Pickman?" And I'm just like in street clothes, hoodie, kind of turn around like, yes.
Yes. It's always great to be recognized. I don't think I've ever been recognized. Yeah, nobody's so the thing with the 3D glasses, I jumped on Trumpets for my very first appearance on a live stream was on Trumpets live stream one time, and I threw on 3D glasses. I was let me put these on. These are probably cool. And then they were not planned at all. And then next thing I know, I'm stuck with them now. Now I got to wear them everywhere. And my eyesight has gone to shit, man.
See, I started with the, you can probably, I think it's on Tubi now. There's a documentary called Mastercasters that was made around 2014, 2015.
Okay.
And it's all about the resin community from that time. A lot of stuff about the Sucklord, Dollar Slice bootlegs, killer bootlegs. A lot of the like OG resin toy makers from the scene. And somehow I end up in that documentary. And you'll see me at the convention wearing this exact same coat, but I don't think it had any pins on it yet because I had just started wearing the lab coat to conventions.
Nice.
And then through the years, you can see the pins slowly build up.
Your flair. Do you want to just do the bare minimum or?
And I will genuinely say that this last convention that I did, Assembly Required in North Carolina, by the end of the weekend, I felt the fact that I've been wearing like 25 pounds of pins on a coat. Because it weighs on your shoulders in a weird way.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden I'm like, God, I've been doing this for I'm not as young as I used to be. But maybe it's the amount of pins I have on my coat.
It could be it, man. It could be it. Every little bit adds up, doesn't it? It's. I go back to those. You remember the little scale weights that we used to play with in school?
Yep.
And it was like you had the little bitty weight systems, and you would like slowly put the little weights on there. That's what I picture with like. That's what I'm going with there, man. I had this.
Now I've got to add more to the back. That's what it is.
That's balance it out. Otherwise, you're gonna what hump? The next time I see you, I would say, I'm a brilliant surgeon. I can fix that hump.
What hump?
So like I said, you inspired me with that with my vest that I made. And the thing about the vest is I was Casey Jones for Halloween last year, and so that's why I needed that jean jacket vest. But I wanted to keep wearing it once I saw what you did with your coat. I was like, oh, that's so dope, man. I gotta piggyback off you there, man. And so I did the same thing to that vest. But man, I bought this shirt from Bull Airs. It's a Mighty Max shirt. You remember Mighty Maxes?
Oh yeah.
And it's just a big M on it. And I ordered a 3X. And I guess in New York, everything is like 5 times smaller because everybody walks everywhere and everybody's healthy and all that kind of stuff. There's a lot more cardio going on up there, I guess, because I bought a 3X to be safe. That thing fits me like a large. I kid you not, man. And so in order to make the outfit work, where's my hat? I got a Mighty Max hat from them, right? And the shirt is the same thing. It's white, but it's got the M on it in red. And in order to make it work, I have to wear that vest over it because otherwise things are popping out in all the wrong places. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I love that vest now, man. And then Gino said he's got some goodies for me to add to that. I can't wait to pick those up from him on. He got me some like Are You Afraid of the Dark and other Nickelodeon cool stuff like pins to put on it, and I can't wait to pick those things up.
Yeah, there are a lot of pins from like fellow toy makers on here. A lot of them that just represent different loves of mine. Like there's a bunch of
thanks, vintage.
Like there's a vintage Krang and its android body here. The Cosmic Key from Motu.
Oh, so you got goods. You got little like great
Captain Rhodes, who can also get his guts pulled out.
Captain Rhodes. Who was Captain Rhodes?
From Day of the Dead.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. There we go. There's a slightly better look, and he can actually.
Yes, I see him. Yep. Oh, dude. Did you ever met Greg Nicotero?
Oh yeah. See, Greg Nicotero is the polar opposite of Tom Savini.
Okay.
He's just amazingly nice and excited to talk to people.
That's cool. That's great.
No,
he was a big part of that show, right? Movie.
Buffalo Bill.
Oh, dude, I ain't gonna lie. When you
release the announcement of that figure?
I've got one. I've got one here. So this is as I was sculpting this. I hope this doesn't get you flagged for anything. Of course, I had the moment where I'm texting Mike, my business partner, because he is based out of Niagara Falls, New York.
Mhm.
I'm like, you'll never guess what I just sculpted. It's like, what? Buffalo Bill's squished tucked penis.
Look at that. Oh my god, it's on the backside. Oh, because you never saw the backside in the thing. I just saw the front side in your post.
Because of course it's tucked.
It's tucked, This ain't no Ninja Turtles like where they got to snip off the tail, man. It's on there. You guys left it on there. Dude.
And yeah, no, I can't tell you how often I will pick this up and walk up to my partner and just like, you fuck me. I'd fuck me.
Oh, that's so uncomfortable, man. That's so uncomfortable. So greatly uncomfortable.
And of course, now I've got to show off the box, which this was a rare case where I don't remember why. I think Mike might have been busy with something, but I approached my partner. I was like, hey, I've got a brilliant idea for Buffalo Bill's packaging. Can you just
no pun intended.
Can you just do a painting, not of his head, just like neck down of him doing the Buffalo Bill dance? And the original version was a trifold card, kind of like a pamphlet. So you had to fold it open and reveal Buffalo Bill on the end, like.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
But I was never happy because there was no elegant way to package him. So it had to kind of be like him bagged and tagged, bagged with a header tag, then inside of almost an envelope. So I redesigned it recently using the exact same artwork.
Oh my gosh!
Was brilliantly painted by my partner, who, to her credit, picked up the original painting not terribly long ago when she found it in our craft room and went, "Who painted this?" Like, you did.
You did.
That's my Buffalo Bill packaging. And she was like, oh my god, that's right, you did have me paint this. Oh my god, I painted this.
Yeah.
I'm like, yes, you painted that.
Great job.
And
she did your partner.
The back, of course, reads instead of, because a lot of people will put for ages on their packaging. It's usually for ages 18 and up to indicate these aren't kids' toys. I very specifically listed this one as for sizes 14 and up.
Yep, fair enough. Yeah,
Makes sense. Size 14.
And that's, dude, that's the thing with nowadays, man. You cannot be overly dang sensitive about all that crap, man. You got to have fun with it. It's art. It's subjective, man. Yep. I mean, that's, you got to have a sense of humor. You got to have a sense of humor about it, man. It's funny. I get it. I totally get it.
Back when I still lived in Western New York, Mike and I would go out toy hunting. And this was, back when Walmart was open 24 hours. So we would go when he got off of a night shift. So we'd go out at midnight and start toy hunting. We'd stop by Tim Hortons, grab a cup of coffee, and I'd pull up to the drive-thru and go to lean up to the box and, yeah, can I get large double? A couple of honey crawlers. I want to feel like a big fat lady. You'd hear this long pause and that's gonna be $8. All right, thank you. I'll pull around.
It puts the lotion on its skin, or else it gets the hose again.
And so something so since then, we've just endlessly joked with Buffalo Bill's voice.
Nice.
I just think the Buffalo Bill voice is one of the most unintentionally hilarious things that there is.
Oh, that actor's great, man. I like that guy a lot. I don't even know his name, but I think
Ted Levine.
Ted Levine. Yeah, great actor. Great, super. I loved him in. Was he a monk? Yep. I loved him in the Hills Have Eyes remake too, man. Did you see that one?
Yeah, he was good in that.
Yeah, he did a great job. Cadillacs asking, remind me when the Creature's available again?
April 19th. If you follow Pickman's vinyls, I'm really good about posting in advance and being like, "Hey guys, it's coming this day."
Yeah. If you can, type real in the chat so everybody can gravitate to your YouTube channel. Oh, you know how much content on your YouTube, do you? Let me throw everybody your Instagram up on it. It's also in the it's in the description of the YouTube link, guys. But here's Pickman's Instagram here, and then let me send you to his website, Pickman Cartel. Typically, because the way I've got my Nightbot set up, if you type in the word real, it will automatically connect to your YouTube, and it will promote it on the channel, on the show here, on the chat. So everybody can just click that link and go and subscribe, and away we go. But I don't know if do you have much content up on your YouTube, right?
I don't think I have anything on my YouTube. I think I just have the profile.
Yeah, I mean, it's, you kind of have to have it to run up and down on these chats for sure. Oh, look, Gina's over on Instagram. So the only thing so I'm streaming simultaneously right now on Instagram, YouTube, and Twitch, right? And unfortunately, they haven't figured out a way to incorporate the Instagram chat into the StreamYard chat. So over on my StreamYard, on my studio side, I can see everybody who's commenting on Twitch and everybody who's commenting on YouTube, but I can't see. I have to open up a separate tab. So Gino, if you want to, I don't know if you can, I can't see too much of your chat system going on. How many twisted T's is Sean into at this point? Let's count them. We got 1. There went 2, 3. Actually, I'm working on number 4 right now. That's where we're at, Gino. But if you want a faster response, you need to hop over on YouTube back with us. Look, Trumpet's joining over on Instagram too. Come on, man. Come on, Trumpet. Look at you. Trumpet over. It says, I thought it felt a nippy out there a minute ago. What's he talking about? Oh, he dropped his weather. He dropped his weather forecast. If you want to drop your weather, type in #weather space and your zip code. And currently, the weather forecast in Leander, our conditions are partly cloudy with a temperature of 49 degrees. The wind is blowing in the north-northwest at 14 miles per hour. And the current humidity is 81%. Yeah, it was pretty nippy out there. I agree. Very nippy. Very nippy. You know what else is a little bit nippy?
I like the way you gave that a very, very weatherman forecast voice. The weather for Leander.
Yeah. You know what I found out? The main leader of the Midnight Society, Gary, what was his name? He is now a weather forecaster. His name is Ross. He's that guy Ross on Instagram, because I've been trying to reach out to these guys saying, hey, I'd love to have you guys on the show. Of course, I'm trying to slide into their DMs and everything, and it's not working out for me. But you never know till you try. You start out with no. You just never know.
That's a very interesting segue. When I started in this community 9 years ago, it was a very different community. And it was very gate-kept. It was very much a community where most of the people that you reached out to would be like, hey, I'm starting with this. I'm starting in resin casting. What do I do? 9 times out of 10, if you got a response, it was basically like, figure it out yourself. Now it's not like that at all. Now it is very much a sense of community, a sense of everybody promoting everybody else, a sense of everybody wanting everybody else to succeed, because most people have finally gotten the mentality of the better it is for any of us, the better it is for all of us. Like, it's not a huge community. It's bigger than it used to be.
Yeah.
But it's still not huge.
Yeah.
And
sure.
Like, there can't be that sense of ego.
There really can. I mean, we're supposed to be here to help each other and to help each other grow and to just bring everybody in. Yep, Gino's up there. Amen. Yeah, for sure. Yep. That's why we're here, man. We're here to help each other grow, because our like you said, our community is not, with the pop culture stuff, it's really not that big. It's a niche group. Most of my
audience comes from Trumpet's barbecue folks. Community kind of branching over to kind of check out some of the pop culture stuff on this end, and then everybody, all the people like you're bringing Don's on here from your crew. It's all about just trying to bring people together for let's all get together and have a good time. And it's so funny because I guarantee you, the next time I see you or the next time, because this is the first time you and I have actually collabed and just sat and talked and got to know each other. We're going to know each other so well by next time. So that's what I do. Anytime I have a new guest on the show, I bring him on solo, and that way you can have full center stage and everything. And then next time we do something like an open mic or something, it's just whoever wants to jump on, let's get on and just have a good time and party it up, man. Because, you know Gino already. I'm sure you know other people, from his group and all that good stuff. And so that it's how we do it, man. It's good to know people, and it's hard to find, like you said, especially in the pop culture, the niche people that are like-minded and can talk about this kind of stuff, that we all have things in common. So right on. I'm glad we could all do this together and get to know each other and just have a good time.
And, I just realized something that I feel kind of silly that I'm just realizing. I was talking about how way back at the beginning, how my current logs are different than my original logs. I've got one of my original logs right on the wall here, and because I only have to move a short distance, I can do this. So that is a 2015 New York Comic Con exclusive log.
Oh, wow.
It is officer log and suspect log. That one's actually autographed by Bob Camp.
Oh, sweet. Who's Bob Camp?
Bob Camp is the co-creator of Ren and Stimpy and the creator of the log segment.
Oh, killer, dude. That's great.
And it was that was
Bob Camp.
I see it has the clamshell packaging, but at the same time it's almost 10 years old, so I'm also consistently afraid that if I take it off, the entire card back's going to fall apart.
Right on.
So I just sort of leave it framed there, but I'm sure you could see just from that close up, it looks exactly the same.
Well, I mean, it's a little bit bigger though, right?
Yeah, very slightly.
Okay. No,
Like do I have one of my new logs right over here. We're gonna travel. There, let's try and do, just for comparison's sake. The packaging is smaller, but
okay, I can see it. Yep, I see the comparison.
As close up as I can get.
I'm bringing it up.
Oop.
Let me close this off. Yeah, there we go. Okay, I see it. Right on. Cool.
But yeah, no, same artwork. And somehow still selling them.
Still selling them. They're great, dude. I mean, a log is probably the most memorable thing besides Don't Whiz on the Electric Fence from Ren and Stimpy that I can think of.
There was a very brief time that we had talked about, do we want to try and make a Don't Whiz on the Electric Fence game?
That's the thing. How do you that's tough, man. That's got to be a tough one, I mean, I can see maybe a t-shirt or something like that, because that's all I would ever need. I don't think I'd ever do anything with a actual that would be shocking. That'd be shocking if I actually had a Don't Whiz on the Electric Fence. But these are the only Ren and Stimpy figures I have. I don't have the OG. I think you and I were talking offline about you had the plushies.
Yeah. One of the first conventions I ever worked as Pickman's. One of my good friends that I was working it with basically leaned over. He was like, "Hey man, watch my section of the booth. I'll be right back." Came back maybe 10 minutes later with the original plush Ren and Stimpy. He was like, "I know you're selling the logs. I thought you needed these." It just sets him down on the booth next to me. He was like, "Seriously, dude?" And now I've got them just upstairs in my bedroom.
That's awesome, man. Those are great because you can't find those anywhere. I mean, you can find them, but they're
stupid expensive online, you know.
Oh yeah.
Hey, Gino said, Don came in with Powder Toast Man. Powder Toast Man was great. Gino wants to he collab on the electric fan. Oh man, yeah.
We
Toast Man.
finally eventually came to the decision that it's probably not a great idea to sell something with the intent for people to eventually pee on it.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. But just the shirt alone. So I have a log shirt now. Ever since I bought your figure, I have a log t-shirt.
Where is it?
You got a button on there?
I've got a log pin somewhere. It's glittery. There it is.
Nice. Love it. See, I need those kind of like little 3D butt pins because all I got is like the buttons that say like Ferris Bueller's Day Off or whatever. You know, I'm frugal. It would replace beer pong as a drinking game. Can you imagine, man? Can you imagine?
Oh, that's dangerous.
Yeah, that's great, man. Oh, especially when you're 4 Twisted Teas in. Oh, I can imagine. I got another one for you. Let's see. Let's get this wheel.
Let's see.
What's it say? Tim Burton's Batman or Beetlejuice?
Shit. You know, I've got to go Beetlejuice, but that's only because it's a Tim Burton original as opposed to Tim Burton adapting someone else's work.
Dang. Okay. It's a tough one. I mean, Beetlejuice was very original. Michael Keaton killed it. Oh, nice effing model, man. Loved it, dude. I don't know, that something about that Batman symbol, dude. That 1989 logo, dude.
Yeah, I mean, like, Keaton is Batman.
Yeah.
As far as live action goes, Keaton's Batman.
Agreed.
But I think, generally speaking, I can't tell you how often I randomly use the phrase, "Hey, Coach, I don't think we survived that crash."
How'd you guess? Yeah, that Beetlejuice is awesome.
But back when I was both a makeup effects artist and a cigarette smoker, neither of which I am anymore, I was, for many, many Halloweens, I was determined to figure out how to be Juno and smoke and have the smoke come out of my throat. And I came up with a few ideas. None of them actually worked. But I did try. And then, of course, it hit the point where it was like, I would never do that. I don't want to walk around with a cigarette for a night.
Yeah, no doubt. Gino says Burton introduced us to the Dark Knight.
See, my only problem with Burton's Batman is that he was very... I'll preface this by saying, without Burton's Batman, I don't think a lot of people would have the love of Batman that they have today.
True.
But from the adult set of eyes that I have now, I have a problem with Burton's Batman simply from the fact that you can look up the fact that Tim Burton was very adamant about the fact that he did not want to see Batman comics before he made the movie. He never read a Batman comic. He made the movie without knowing anything about the character other than what was in the script. And I've got a bit of a problem with that because when you look at it compared to other Batman media, it is 100% Tim Burton's Batman.
I see what you're saying.
So it is very much a stylized Tim Burton take on Batman he had.
Interesting.
Not saying it's not a good movie, not saying it's not a good take on Batman, but from a fanboy perspective, it's just kind of like, come on, dude, if you're making a Batman movie, at least pick up a Batman comic.
Yeah, I mean, the storyline was there. His parents got killed, right?
But he also didn't write the script. He just came on as director.
I heard that. I heard that a lot about when I was watching The Nightmare Before Christmas. I got that vibe that half the time a lot of his movies, apparently, he's not even on set. he just gets the dailies and says, "No, you moron." It goes like this. According to those interviews that we saw in the movies that made us, that's the kind of vibe I got from that.
Yeah.
Gotta love that Prince soundtrack too, man. Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, no, the Joker having a parade for himself in the middle of Gotham to Prince blasting through the city is probably one of the most iconic Joker moments of all time.
yep, that was great. He stole my balloons.
And, I would argue to say that without Burton's take on Batman, we wouldn't have what is arguably one of the greatest animated series of all time, up there with 2012 TMNT, and that's Batman the Animated Series, because so much of the style of that was directly lifted from Burton.
Mm. Hey, did you know Bill Murray was an early pick to play Batman before Keaton?
I did know that.
I did not.
I believe he even screen tested.
Oh, wow. That would have been a totally different Batman, though. Because if you think
See-
about it, go ahead.
This is something that even as a kid drove me crazy at a certain point.
Mhm.
Was you've got Burton's original Batman with Billy D. Williams as District Attorney Harvey Dent.
Yep.
And then he suddenly turns into Tommy Lee Jones.
Yeah, that was who was the directors of those?
Joel Schumacher.
Yeah, totally went a different direction. And that's where things just like lost it for me. I mean, I still watched them. And as a kid, I was just like, oh, these are fun, whatever. I didn't care. I liked them because I was younger. I think I was a teenager whenever I was watching like the Iceman. Arnold. When I was watching Arnold, the Iceman, chill. And I thought it was cool to see Robin's, origin story. I remember liking that a lot because I knew the story of his parents and the circus and all that kind of stuff, and I really liked. I thought they casted well. I thought they did a great job on that one. Clooney.
Now, I'm gonna say something probably pretty controversial, and people watching can fight me if they want on this. Not crazy about the Nolan trilogy. Not crazy about.
Well, thanks for joining us here, guys, tonight. Just messing with you. So you're not crazy about Nolan. You're not crazy about who?
The most recent one, the Batman with Robert Pattinson.
I hated it.
I did too.
Hated it. I didn't like. I hated that he just was walking everywhere he went. And
I just felt like, and this says something. I felt like it took itself too seriously.
yeah, it really did. Yeah.
Like,
All right, brother. Thanks for coming. Thanks for coming out, brother. We'll see you next time.
It's a comic book movie. Have fun.
Yeah, it's fun. But the makeup job was fantastic. I will say that because I had no idea that was Colin Farrell.
Yeah,
The Penguin.
that I'll agree with. Makeup was incredible. The Nolan trilogy, I feel like they just missed the mark on all of the villains. Like, Heath Ledger gave an amazing performance, but it wasn't as the Joker. I don't know who that character was, but it wasn't the Joker. Because
So the way I'll say this, the way you're talking about it is the way you described to me Tim Burton's style of Batman. That's how I feel about Nolan's. It was completely Nolan's style of Batman, right?
But I do feel like at least with Burton's case, he didn't write it. So he has like the people writing it had some knowledge of Batman.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying that Christopher Nolan didn't. He obviously did. There were a lot of Batman deep cuts in there. There were aspects I liked, but my biggest issue is with that Heath Ledger Joker, because other than the pencil trick, all he wanted to do was create chaos. There was no sense of comedy. There was no sense of amusement. There was no sense of prankster. He was just scary chaos clown man.
I didn't read the comics at all. But wasn't this supposed to be the Dark Knight versus Batman comic books? And I don't know. I could be wrong. And was that like the different play? There was the comical Batman Mark Hamill or whatever Joker style in the Batman comics versus the Dark Knight comics, which maybe the Joker was a little bit different in those. I don't really know. I can't say. It's like I don't watch.
No. I totally hear what you're saying. My personal preference for the Joker, I feel like what makes him unique is his sense of genuine glee and joy in the comedy and what he's doing. Yeah. Otherwise, he's just crazy clown man.
Yeah.
Yes.
I get it.
Yes, Gino, exactly. Cesar Romero defined the Joker, and I feel like even Jack Nicholson was playing on that to a degree. He took it a little darker, but there was still a sense of comedy with it, where like he was making jokes, he was laughing at things he was doing, he was defacing art with his face. Like he was being ridiculous for the sake of his own amusement.
Yeah. Caesar was so go as the Joker. He acted his mustache off.
And let's be fair, can you really argue with a series that had Vincent Price as a villain?
Yeah. I remember watching the movie. I think we used to watch old reruns on the Family Channel back in the day of Adam West Batman. And yeah, Cesar Romero just stood out. And of course, going back to research it as a grown up, did you ever see that interview with him and that one lady? They're just sitting there vibing it up, man. I don't
think I have.
Oh, dude, I'll send it to you.
Here's fun tie-in. Frank Gorshin, the guy that played the Riddler in Adam West Batman. I don't remember who, but he played a reoccurring character in Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I need to go back and find that because I love Are You Afraid of the Dark. I still haven't watched them all. We're going to stream a bunch of those coming up in April 5th. With a Splat Attack's coming back on, and we're going to stream a bunch of that. We're going to pick our favorite episodes, and we're going to MST3K those bitches and just goof off and just make fun of them like crazy. So if you want to come on, join us and make fun along, make sure you join us for April 5th. Keep an eye on my Instagram. I'll promote it. But yeah, I had no idea the Riddler, the OG Riddler, was in there.
Yeah, he showed up. I remember my sister pointing it out to me.
Oh, man. Okay. Well, let's see. A couple more. Oh, wait, I had it open already. Where am I going? A couple more of these, man, and then we'll call it a night. It's getting late.
Let's see.
Wizard of Oz returned. I think he's in there for you, man.
I feel like we answered this.
Yeah.
I gotta go. Return to Oz. Stick Dorothy in that insane asylum.
Stick her in there. What a dark! I love how they held true to the original by showing all the little nuances to make it dream-esque.
Yeah,
like they showed the machine who was like a face. Obviously, that was the TikTok, and then what else? What else was in there? It was all in the beginning. Not the chicken.
The doctor that was showing her, that is the same actor that played the Gnome King.
That's right, the Gnome King.
The guy that was wheeling her
was the wheeler.
Yep,
he was a wheeler, and he went on to do some other stuff too. I forget what I IMDb'd him on the other day, and I was like, oh yeah, he was in that. So Mombi was the assistant lady, wasn't she? One of the assistants.
Yeah.
All the women. Yeah, there was a couple of them. I guess
she's terrifying.
Yes, I think the scariest part. When I look back on it now, it's kind of cheesy. When they're getting ready and they put the magic dust on the moose head and they're getting ready to fly out the window, then when they make the couch out of them, the flying couch, and she bursts through and she's just like, so I guess that's what she says. She says, so, and I'm just going, okay, was that a sinister line or what?
See, I was always terrified of the moment when she was going in to steal the dust, and all of the rows of heads turned to look at her. And Dorothy Gale.
Yep. Oh, that was great. Oh, so creepy, dude. So creepy. Oh, what a great movie. Gosh, so
I'm
well
gonna have
done.
to put that on soon.
And what about the little henchman that would scale around through the rocks?
Yeah.
And talk, you know, like
And she has a chicken with her.
yeah. She has Dorothy Gale has returned to Oz. Oh, so good, Ed. And what is it? She has a chicken.
Now, it was completely unintentional that the last convention that I was at, right next to the Wheeler figure was Professor Cluckingsworth.
Nice, dude.
So there
love
was a chicken right next to the Wheeler.
Perfect. And it's, I think it's, and we won't spoil it for those of you who haven't seen it, even though it's over 30 years old. We won't tell you, we're doing like the Reading Rainbow segment. He goes, I don't want to spoil the ending, but it does have quite a twist. I will say that. All I got to say is you got to crack a few eggs to make an omelet. That's all I'm going to say, people. Don's coming out there. Yes, watch Return to Oz after you watch The Thing and Showgirls. Very good,
And
Don.
I want to see the Thing crossover with Showgirls now. Ooh.
Doom or Wolfenstein? How about that? Little video game action.
Oh man, this. You're taking me back here because I remember playing the original version of both of them. My dad was, before computers were like home computers were the norm. My dad was a big computer guy, so we had a computer sort of before it was the norm. And I will never forget him coming home with Wolfenstein for the first time and being like, "You've got to see this game. You can shoot Nazis,
bro." Who don't love that? Man, that's awesome.
I think I got to give it to Wolfenstein only for the fact that my dad was so excited about showing me shooting Nazis.
Right.
And then both of our excitement when we got to the end, it was like, oh, you can kill Hitler?
That's awesome. I don't think I ever made it to the end of Wolfenstein, but now I know who the final boss is. That's great.
It's Hitler in a mech suit.
In a mech suit. Okay, nice. Dude, that's great. I'm going with Doom just because I played Doom before I even heard about Wolfenstein. They tried to use the same tech as R2-D2 for TikTok, but used a full-size man bent over in the costume.
It's true. He was just like stomping in there. It was very uncomfortable for him. I think it was Adam Savage did like a whole stream on it. I think it was probably through Tested,
Nice.
where like he was looking at the original TikTok costume.
Okay.
And yeah, he basically like looked at it and he was like, "There was a human in there? God, that has to be a form of torture."
Yeah, I was gonna say, I how did they do that, man? And so, man, that's got to be uncomfortable. But see, that's the kind of thing. Back then, they sacrificed so much for their art. You know, I mean, great, and it still holds up to this day. Who was your? Do you have a favorite character from Return to Oz?
I think it's probably the Gnome King.
Mm.
Just because I love the weird, creepy progression of like stop motion to human.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Every time somebody would turn to an item, he would slowly become into the human form, right?
Also, if you've ever read the Oz books, which were read to me as a child, Return to Oz, with the exception of Dorothy being sent to a mental asylum, a lot of the aspects of Return to Oz are sort of cherry-picked story items from other Oz books all mashed together into one story. So, like, the Gump is from one book, Mombi is from another book, the Wheelers are from another book, TikTok is from another book, and they just sort of mashed them all together into one story.
Well, that's cool because, I mean, they put all the good stuff all in one, you know?
It's really interesting.
That's great. Hers is
Belinda.
Belina, right? Belina the chicken.
Yeah, you're right. It was Belina.
Dorothy, when I'm Kansas anymore. Good old Belina. Oh, I love that chicken. Yeah, she was awesome. Man, I don't know that moose was pretty damn Gump.
Gump.
Was, yeah, the Gump was pretty hilarious, man. You just say some hilarious one-liners like, "Oh, I don't know, I don't have any legs," like those smart alecky one-liners. Because Jack was kind of just like the
idiot of the group.
Yeah, he was kind of just like, "Oh, I don't know, Dorothy. Can I call you Mom?"
Well, you remind me of my mom.
That's it. Good job. That's the line. That's the one. Oh, good stuff. But fun fact, who did the Gnome King actor go on to play in a terrible version in the 90s quote unquote superhero movie?
That I'm not sure of. Yeah, you got me stumped here.
I'll give the audience 30 seconds because there's like a 10-second delay lag when you were live streaming. You and I are live, and they're like 10, 15 seconds behind us. So I'm going to give them a couple of seconds here. But think about that for a second while we pull up this next one. Batman animated series or X-Men series? Oh.
This is another one. I feel like I've played my hand already.
Yeah, Batman.
Because I feel like Batman is one of the greatest animated series of all time.
It really was.
That being said, I feel like X-Men is up there too.
X-Men's great. Well, so you're lucky I didn't pin this X-Men series versus Spider-Man series.
Oh, that would have been easy X-Men.
Really? I thought you love it. I thought you said you love Spider-Man at the beginning.
I do love Spider-Man, but between the two of them, X-Men is a much better series.
Don's coming in. It's not Howard the Duck.
Well, nothing is.
No, he's not in Howard the Duck. It's a 90s movie. I'll just go ahead and tell you guys. He is the I guess he's called the medieval Spawn in the Spawn movie. You remember the terrible Spawn movie?
I try not to. Other than John Leguizamo. John Leguizamo was amazing.
He killed it. The clown, great character. The clown is my favorite clown character in Spawn altogether for sure. Even in the animated series, he was like super creepy.
I mean, you can't beat Keith David Spawn.
Which one's Keith David?
He was the voice of Spawn.
Oh yeah. He's also what movies? He's been in a ton of movies too, right?
Yeah. He's in They Live. He's Childs in The Thing. He's the voice of Goliath and Gargoyles.
Oh yeah.
If you've seen The Princess and the Frog, he's the Shadow Man.
Okay, it's
Dr.
been a minute.
Facilier, essentially the villain of the movie.
Nice. Yeah. There you go. Yeah, he was in Spawn. That movie. He was in that terrible movie.
Spawn.
Yeah.
Oh, Todd McFarlane.
I love that animated series for sure. Oh, who's your favorite cartoon villain?
Oh, this is a tough one. I have to look around my room now.
Mm-hmm. Let me see if I don't know if I have any villains. All I have is like heroes.
I feel like you know what? I feel like I gotta go with my guy. I gotta go with Krang.
Krang is the ultimate bully, in my opinion. I think Krang is hilarious. He knows his stuff. You never really saw him too much other than when he's making fun of Shredder.
Yeah, no, and it was always something ridiculous. It was always something like, Shredder, I need an anal probe.
Yeah, he sure was, wasn't he?
And, Shredder, you bumbling pile of brains, I'll be right there with the lube.
Oh, how old were you when you found out that Uncle Phil was the voice of Shredder?
Probably very young. It was during my childhood, and it was very hard to reconcile.
Yeah, I never even knew until I was a grown up. Until probably like maybe 3 years ago. That's when I first found out. Who's Judge Doom?
Christopher Lloyd. Judge Doom from Roger Rabbit.
Oh yes,
That is a fair
Yes.
answer because he is technically a cartoon.
yes, he really is. A tune dropped a piano on my brother's head. Or is that what he did? He dropped a piano on his head, right? Yeah.
Only a
Yeah.
tune could have come up with that lame brain freeway idea.
That's a great movie. I've not seen that in ages, man. But yeah, that's still traumatizing when he's putting the little shoe in the dip.
I was Judge Doom this past Halloween. I carried around the shoe.
Oh, you're terrible. Yeah. I would have hated that'd be but how great. I mean, Christopher Lloyd, man. Oh, I love Christopher Lloyd. He's been in so much great stuff. Gino coming in with Skeletor. Good choice. Good choice. Good choice. That's a tough one, man. My favorite villain. Do I have a favorite villain? What I got up here?
You know what? I will throw a wrench in the works though, and I will say that I think one of the best written cartoon villains of all time is Batman the Animated Series, Mr. Freeze,
Okay. Nice.
because it has it completely redefined the character. It actually made him sympathetic, as opposed to just being a one-note ice villain.
Very, very, very true. Very true. So I'll have to say, I think the biggest, I mean, it's a toss up between Magneto because he kept coming back. He's a really bad. He's just, I mean, he's that on the cusp of, is he really bad or is he right? Because humans cannot just deal with mutants. I mean, is he really wrong? Is he really wrong?
I can't wait to see what they do with him in X-Men 97.
Yeah. I'm gonna pass on that one. I'm not looking forward to that, man. I don't. There's just too much. I'm not a fan of Disney as of late. I'll just say that. Do you guys remember Count Duckula from Danger Mouse?
I have Count Duckula on DVD. It's an entire series.
How about that? Count Duckula. So it's between Magneto and then the mean old witch from The Sword and the Stone. She was
Mad Madam Mim.
Mad Madam Mim. Mad Madam Mim. Remember she does her little musical. I'm the horrible Mad Madam Mim. Yeah, Sword in the Stone is my number one like Disney cartoon of all time. I love that, man. Just good stuff. Everybody said there's one more, guys. Let's see what we got. Hopefully it's a good one. I wanted Duck Hunt or Hogan's Alley.
Hogan's Alley.
Yeah, it was so different, right? It was so cool. You got to shoot bad guys.
I don't think I even had to hesitate there. It was like, Hogan's Alley. I got really sick of Duck Hunt really quick.
Did you? Yeah. I mean, I love Duck Hunt. That's still one of my jams up there. You got my little shooter up there. How about you guys? Was it Duck Hunt or Hogan's Alley for you guys, Gino and Don? I think you guys are the only two left. Unless there's other people lurking, please join the chat. Help us out.
My sister would always kick my butt in Duck Hunt, so it wasn't very much fun for me.
Did you ever know? Do you remember this? That if you were it was technically a 2-player game because you could use the controller to move the ducks.
Yep.
Switch directions when you're shooting, so you could be like, you can get after your. Oh man.
Yeah, it took me a long time to realize that she was doing that to me.
Yep. I cheated at Duck Hunt, says Don.
Of course you did.
Let's see. Never played Hogan's Alley. Oh, go watch some gameplay on it, man. If you don't, I'm sure you know what it is, Gina. You know retro stuff. Very good, man. Very good. This has been a lot of fun, dude.
Also, River City Ransom.
River City Ransom. Why does that sound familiar? Was that another shooter?
It wasn't a shooter. It was a fighting game. It was very almost Double Dragon, but without the mystical aspect.
I've had a blast, man. Hopefully you had a good time tonight, man.
Oh, heck yeah.
Sweet, dude. So both of us said we've got some stuff coming up.
go ahead and I'm going to solo you. Tell everybody what you got coming up. I know you got a lot of products coming up on the line. I've been watching I've been trying to catch your live streams whenever you pop on Instagram and tell everybody. But I'm going to solo you and tell everybody what you got going on.
Yeah, no, I'll start out by saying I'm very bad at live streams. I'm very sporadic with them. It's because I can't do them any other way. It has to just be that spur of the moment. I'm going to tell people what's up. So what's up? Next weekend, March the 16th, Saturday, March the 16th, I will be at the Bat City Sidewalk Sale, shilling some Pickman stuff. So come on out, chat, buy some stuff, see the other vendors. It's going to be a good time. After that, the following Friday, March 22nd, there's going to be a release with a couple of items dropping in the shop. We've got the Glowinator's Wolfman that's going to be dropping. The Crypt Keeper, which is in a nice swirled green and semi-translucent. The new minifigures, the Critter, the Popcorn Clown, Spiderhead. And then April 19th is the Gillman and a re-release of the standard Wolfman. Because right now the standard Wolfman is sold out, so you guys got to wait for me to paint more.
And tell everybody where they can find you.
They can find me, easiest way to find me is through Instagram or through my Big Cartel shop, which is www.pickmansvinyls.bigcartel.com or at Pickman's Vinyls. Basically, look for the Pickman's Vinyls squid, which, of course, I moved my stickers. Look for that logo.
Nice. Mighty fine. Oh man, Gino giving you some props here, saying you are the best real life perspective show guest yet, my friend.
Why, thank you, sir.
And Don as well.
Oh, and I will give a
17th best chat person.
I will give a special one final follow up of check out my feed Monday if you want to win this special semi-translucent pink glittery Buffalo Bill with silver highlights. I'm going to be giving him away Monday, or rather starting a giveaway Monday that's running until Tuesday. Going to have 24 hours to basically post a comment. Really easy to enter, so come on, have fun. Enter, try and win a Buffalo Bill. If there's nothing to lose, then you could win a Buffalo Bill.
Nice. Mighty fine. I love the Spawn movie, comic, toys, and cartoons. Rushmore, thanks for coming on tonight, man. I'm trying to set some stuff up with him. I want to join up on their podcast at some point. I need to reach out to you, man, and talk to some stuff with you. They also do a lot of pop culture things, all kinds of. They're all across the board. They've been going at it for a couple of years now, so they're rocking and rolling. Make sure you guys go check out Rushmore. Type the word "real" in the chat, REEL, and it will drop your YouTube link. So make sure you type that in there and let people know where you're at, brother. So yeah, bro. So same here, man. I'm gonna be hanging out with you over on the sidewalk sale. So Gino, we're looking forward to partying with you, man, next weekend, man. It's going to be a blast. Next Friday night, I will not be live streaming on podcast. I actually have to go play a gig, so I will probably wind up live broadcasting that, me playing live cover tunes at a local brewery, all that good stuff. So make sure you guys tune in for next week. That's going to be at like 6 to 8, I think, like that, something like that. So I'll try to go live at some point during the show if you guys want to tune in and listen to me play guitar and sing Sublime, Three Doors Down, Radiohead, Nirvana, all that kind of great 80s and 90s content tunes. And I try to throw some movie trivia in there as well. So there you go. That's what I got coming up. And of course, make sure you guys go check out What's in the Box released today. You guys don't want to miss it, man. It was a great item that we unboxed today, this morning at 8 a.m. But thank you, Gino.
Now
I've
got to ask the big question. If you're covering Sublime, do you cover Boss DJ?
No, I only do one. I can only Sublime. So I don't know if you're a musician, but I am a 4-chord kind of guy. I play 4-chord songs and sometimes even 2 songs, like What I Got. That's the Sublime song that I hit up. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a basic, but the reason why I do that is because those specific chord progressions bring the most vibe, and it's just like we've all seen the 4-chord.
Yeah, no,
stuff,
I get you. I get what you're saying.
Yeah. And it's it's just I like to play what I like to play. So there you go. How about that? Do you play anything?
And I played keyboard a long time ago. In my college days, I was in a ska band, but I was the singer. So,
Ska band. Who's one of your favorite ska bands?
ooh, man, I gotta go classic with Scotalites.
Cool. Less Than Jake was one of the first ska bands I ever heard of. So there you go. I was very corporate. I had a radio. That's what I lived in a small country town in Texas.
No, there were a lot of third wave ska bands that, like, without them, I probably wouldn't know ska.
Yeah.
Real Big Fish, Less Than Jake,
Real Big Fish.
Mighty Boss Tones.
Yes. What movie did Mighty Boss Tones come in?
Oh, they've done a ton.
Oh, really? Okay,
Yeah.
I only know one. What's the most famous '90s movie that you know of?
I don't know if we're thinking of the same one, but I'm thinking of Basketball.
Oh, that's Real Big Fish.
Oh yeah, no, you're right. They might have been on that soundtrack too, though.
Probably.
Yeah, I'm not sure offhand.
I did like Basketball though. Basketball was great. A lot of people don't know about Basketball. That's awesome. Oh yeah, everybody's already they're
Yeah,
no
no, what? Oh yeah. Thank you, Dawn.
Where did you go? Yeah. And Paul Rudd trying to dance. Classic, dude. And yes, I will be playing the theme of Showgirls.
And as we're going, I'll give you guys a quick peek of the toy insanity behind me here.
Oh, let's see it. Hold on, let me solo you out. Look at that. Oh my gosh, what a collection, man.
Full Lego City.
Oh my gosh. I can't, dude. Okay. I'm gonna show my wife this live stream because she's gonna be like, Sean, you're such a hoarder. You're gonna like, no, you think I'm bad. I'm gonna show you Josh's.
And that's
collection.
only the toy room. There are toys everywhere.
That's amazing. That's great. I love it. But I bet you look at every one of those toys and you're just the second it just comes all back to you, doesn't it?
There's a reason. I mean, it won't be in the future, but there's a reason. As of right now, my workshop and toy room are the same place, so I can sit and just be like, okay, let me look at the toys. Yep, I'm ready to work.
Ready to work. Love it, dude. And you're right there with it. Love it. Cool, man. All right, guys, let's get out of here. Let's kill this music really quick. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight's special guest, we had Josh, a.k.a. Professor Pickman of Pickman Vinyls. Make sure you guys go check him out. Check out his partner, Mike Alvarez. I mean, such a great time hanging out with you. Now, I knew this was going to be a fun show, man. I just knew it because it's great, man. We'll have you back on again anytime, and of course, we'll hang out on Saturday, and we'll just go from there, man. But thank you so much for coming on tonight, for taking the time.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome, man. I'm glad you could come on. It's always great to have a blast with new people, and welcome to the Real Life Crew.
Why, thank you. Good to be here.
That's it, man. Everybody in the chat, thanks for joining us tonight, and we will catch you guys next time. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Peace out, everybody.